for our banter. We're back.
Oh, we're going?
The Jeep episode. As you can see, we have some fantastic vehicles behind us tonight. We have propped them up.
Why you gotta make it sound so serious?
Oh, it's Panda Watch.
Panda.
The mood is tense.
Jeep watch.
So, yeah,
Not just any Jeep, my Jeep.
we have the director, Mr. Rob Brown, back out tonight.
Hello.
He's a big,
Thanks for joining
avid
us.
Jeep guy your whole life. You've owned Jeeps.
I was more of a Jeep guy.
Yeah.
But
Now
I
you're an
still
Escalade
I just
guy.
have this. I'm an Escalade guy now.
He's an Escalade guy.
I still got this, and I'll always have this. I'll never get rid of this truck.
All right. Well, we got head of security, the sheriff. Wes is back on the panel. And Alex Geocaris is joining us as well.
Thank you. Thanks
Is that
for having
Greek?
me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you
Thank
got
you.
it. I'm Greek.
He's definitely Greek. Look at him.
So yeah.
Do you think?
A fellow Jeeper.
So do you guys just know each other through like Jeep groups and stuff? Or
No, I met Wes through a buddy of mine. I had a compass at the time,
Gotcha.
a Jeep compass, and it needed a timing chain. So I
That's
had
not
no
a
idea how to
Jeep.
fix it myself at the point.
It was
So
manual.
I hit him up to see if he could help me do it. We ended up fixing it, but that's how I met him, and then I got
Gotcha.
into Jeeps, and then that spiraled
Cool.
into what
Yeah,
it is today.
Originally, he was going to pay me, and I just said, yo, I don't need money. I just want a new Jeep friend. That's
I
the
just
truth.
need a new Jeep
That's
frame.
truth.
It was fun.
So as far as we got the Wrangler, we got the Cherokee.
Yeah,
out
it's
here
pretty
tonight.
cool how we got them all jacked
Yeah,
up
that's
like
pretty
that, huh?
badass. I didn't think they were gonna actually fit through when you were trying to pull them in here today.
Yeah,
but,
I had to do a little finagling.
It was a little bit of Austin Powers.
A little Austin
situation.
Powersy to get him back here in this back here. And actually, my Jeep is probably gonna stay back here for a while. I'm not pulling it back out because
Yeah.
she needs some work. So I'm probably just gonna leave it back here instead of it taking up driveway space.
Yeah.
Yeah, you already got it lifted up anyway.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I can already get
Do
underneath
whatever he
it.
needs underneath.
Yeah, that
I'll
log doesn't look sketchy at all. I would get right underneath that.
No. Hey, it's better than a Harbor Freight Jack, okay?
Which we
Whoa,
used
whoa,
to
whoa,
lift.
whoa. That's all I got. Okay.
Harbor Freight Jack stand.
That Daytona Jack it does work.
You got it from Wish.
No, it's a Daytona. It's Daytona, so it's good because it's got a
It's a
cool
Harbor
name
Freight.
on it. Yeah. Yeah, we got it.
I know
Oh, we
it's
should
good.
also say too, we do not have the sway bars disconnected.
No, we do not.
So the
That's a
the
fact.
Cherokee back here, or XJ for you Jeep aficionados, we didn't disconnect the sway bars on this. So
what would that do for you?
It allows it to articulate more.
Gotcha.
So basically, what a sway bar is, well, it's actually an anti-sway bar is the correct term. What it does is it's a big, heavy steel bar that connects both wheels. So the idea is it doesn't allow it to
Frame roll.
frame roll and flex around and stuff, so it keeps it stiff,
this.
right?
You were kinda
Now,
like
if you're with the hat. Now, if you want to get articulation to crawl over different extreme terrains,
Yeah.
you want as much flex in your driveline as possible. So you disconnect those sway bars,
Gotcha.
so that you can. Now, mine doesn't have a sway bar on the back. It did have it stock.
This one doesn't either.
Yeah, because you don't
Turn
need
mine
it.
off too.
Yeah, so most people take the sway bars out of the back because it really doesn't do anything. It was something that Jeep added on later on as a safety thing to, decrease
More
rollovers.
structural
But
integrity, I would think.
yeah, but they don't really help at all. So most people just take them out, save weight. Why not? I took mine out. I did not notice a difference at all in drivability.
No, not even one.
But some guys take them out of the front too and just drive like that. I'm not going that far.
It's fun when you see
Okay.
that, man, because when you hit like a pothole or something in the road while you're moving, the thing just starts running,
Really?
bouncing up and down while you're on the highway going 70 miles an hour. That's fun.
Yeah. I do want to say thank you to Ross over at Moore Brewing Company.
Oh yeah, we got some cool.
I reached out last second. He immediately responded and was like, yeah, we got a couple new things here. This one's called New Aesthetic. And he also gave us Into the Mirror. And let me read you the fantastic description he gave us of this thing. So he said that Into the Mirror, which is a dry hopped with a combo of hops and that promote pineapple flavors and kissed with a bit of pineapple juice as well. Both are highly crushable and easy to drink on a hot day. Not quite what it is today, but it's hot in front of this fire.
Yeah.
But thank you again, Ross. We're going to try these. I say let's do them now. Let's see what we got. So you're the new guest. You want to try Into the Mirror, or would you like to try the New Aesthetic?
I'll take Into the Mirror.
Into the Mirror it is.
That one sounds like it's going to be
Pass it over there first. Fill
a
yourself
little
up.
bit more psychological here.
Hey Wes, how come you didn't take your door off?
It's got those good pins. It's got torque torque pins.
Nice
You ever
doors.
seen-
That's
You ever seen the guys that
That's good. You can
there's like
definitely
a
taste the
kit you can get
Right,
where you can make them
yourself.
detachable
I
or
did
whatever?
That to my black one. You
Yeah, they're
cut
so
the bottom
janky,
part of
though.
the hinge after you remove those, and then it's basically
but
just a
foam,
slide
guys.
pin in,
Yeah.
and then you just pull that out and comes out. That
Not
quick.
this kind.
Yeah.
You have that's what the glasses were for. God damn,
Dude, it's
you guys are ruining everything.
This is Wes you're talking about here.
Get a nice little angle.
How much you want?
See what we got. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, and stop.
It's actually pretty good.
Let's see what
And
you
we got
right
the
here.
we
Not
got
a
the
beer drinker,
glass
but that's
over there,
pretty
too.
good.
we got the bags on the cameras tonight because we're expecting some rain maybe. So we'll hopefully it doesn't interrupt us too much here.
I'm gonna give this a 7.6. I liked some of their beers a lot better than this. It's not bad, very clean. I do taste
Doesn't look clean.
some of that pineapple.
I
But,
definitely taste the pineapple. I'm not a beer drinker either.
It's
but
good though.
Well,
It's very good.
I love pineapple. It's
I like their partially cloudy better than
Pineapple
we
and
tried
beer.
in the past.
pineapple
There you go.
or pineapple as I call it, the laughter of children. It's so fresh.
I'm so
Yeah.
confused by that.
At this
That's
point,
you're not supposed to understand it. It's okay. All right, so
What do you think about that there, Rob? What's your you got decimal points, 1 to 10 with decimal points.
I'd probably give it an 8.5.
8.5. Okay.
Yeah, it's really
Nice,
good.
Clean 8.5.
It's really
I
good.
think
It
it's
could
about
almost
a
be.
nine.
It could be
Just,
stronger.
It's a come.
It's almost a little weak. Like it
What
could
is
be
it?
a
What
little
percent
stronger.
I mean,
is it?
6%.
No, I'm not talking about alcohol. I'm just talking about like flavor.
Flavor.
Like it could be a
Oh.
little.
Punch.
It's, but it makes sense. They're trying to make something that's drinkable
Yeah.
and
Not
not
gonna
too.
kill you with
So yeah, this is
pineapple
actually
juice,
perfect. Yeah, this is actually perfect. Like the description matches it perfectly.
Classified as
This
dangerous.
is into the
Yeah.
beer.
It's an easy drinker. He said
Still drink
highly
beer, I can
crushable.
put back
If you want some
more
sodas,
than a
too.
few.
Highly crushable.
Yeah, more does it again. Holy
Killing
cow.
it. Coming through in the clutch last minute.
I don't think there's anything really I've had from Moore that I didn't like.
That's
and
true.
that's actually what most people say. I've
Yeah.
never really heard
Even
anybody.
the food. Yeah, they're pretty
Pineapple.
good. But Wes, why did you start liking Jeeps so much?
Briefly before I dropped it, I don't know, almost a month back, the dinosaur episode,
Okay.
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park.
That's
yeah.
got me in.
You did
that
mention that
YJ.
we did that. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
and by the way, the Jurassic Park Jeep is a 95 YJ, and that is a 95 YJ
Oh, I know
right
it.
behind us. Yeah.
Okay.
Huh?
Oh.
No, it's not. It's a 95.
Whoa. Whoa.
Came out in 1993.
Yeah, he's right.
Oh, actually, you are right.
He's right.
You are right.
He's right.
It's a Jeep.
Yeah, he is right.
He is right.
Whoa.
Thought it was earlier.
It was 93.
Yeah, no, he's definitely right.
You were right.
All right, he might be
It's
right.
then 96,
I'll give it
97,
up.
They started TJ.
Nice. Ah, there you go.
I'll give it up. I'll give it up.
Oh yeah.
Takes
That
a big
movie
man.
came out in 93.
Yeah.
It was. I would have been 2 years old. Obviously, I didn't see it till later
Yeah.
on. But that's what got me in.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for
Jeepers, I
coming
got
and
'em.
thank you for straightening me out. I appreciate it. Even though you're drinking out of a SpaghettiOs can, which I don't understand, but that's cool though. That's cool. Can we see the
I like it.
SpaghettiOs can? Can we look? Hold it up. Can you see it, Mike?
Like, damn.
Hey, hold it up so we can see it on camera. Bring
See
it
the
over.
can.
Yeah.
See the can.
It went over here.
You can come. Don't be shy. You can come on. Yeah, he's drinking out of a SpaghettiOs can. Is it a gin drink? I'm guessing.
It's more brewery.
Oh,
Oh yeah, there you go.
Little taste.
And you found a SpaghettiOs can.
He's like, well, I just ate the SpaghettiOs out of it, and it was still a pretty good vessel. I don't know.
This is awesome.
Oh man.
Well, I mean, we're drinking out of mason jars too.
I was gonna say, I'm like, you drink it out of a mason jar.
Waste not, want not. No, I like your style.
Absolutely.
I'm not
original.
insulting you at all. That's awesome. I just
He was just more impressed.
listen. This is what's cool these days. You know, fancy drinks, weird, strange containers. Like
Strange
that's
containers.
what's,
That's definitely a
People
strange
love it.
container.
that's what's on the streets now. That's what's cool.
That's what's hot in the streets.
So shout out to Waste on Weekend.
Who was that?
They can't hear you. Step over here.
So I do this event called Waste on Weekend.
Step over. Hey, step over here. Step over by a mic.
Here, you take the balloon.
So
There we go.
Some swivel action there.
and this dog loves my boots.
He does that to everybody. Django.
So
Django.
I do this event called Waste on Weekend. It's
over
a five-day Mad Max festival in the Mojave Desert.
That's awesome.
It is.
That's
That's
badass.
awesome. You said Mad
Beautiful.
Max, you had me right there.
Yeah.
So it's a Jeep thing.
No, it's a
Oh.
post-apocalyptic
Oh,
Mad Max
okay.
festival.
Gotcha. Okay, I
Yeah,
thought it was
a
Jeep
little bit.
related. Gotcha. Okay.
And the idea is like you use whatever you can find containers to drink out of. So that's what I'm still stuck on this. I'm gonna milk this horse. I'm gonna ride this horse till it's dead. All right. Well, that's awesome. Thank you very much.
Well, I mean, you got a Jeep, you could tow it too.
Yeah. Probably need to.
That's my little tidbit.
Well, thank you so much. And what was your friend's name here?
Yeah, we didn't get
You were
his-
walking up right as we were starting, John.
Yeah.
Okay, nice to meet you, John.
Yeah,
Thank you for
thanks,
coming
John.
out. So, in your guys' opinions, obviously you bought the ones that you have here, but what would be like the pinnacle of Jeep greatness? What is like your favorite Jeep model make?
Oh man, that's a good question.
That is a good question.
Well, let's start with Wes. He looks like he's pondering.
I'm
pretty
like, well,
deeply.
yeah,
And
I
then
am.
he's gonna go
pondering.
right back to
I
the
don't know,
Jurassic
I'm very
Park.
partial to like CJ3s
Okay.
or Whippet Willies.
I know. I've done some whippets. Yeah.
You know, like that's
Is that what
really
you're
started
saying?
it. You know, there's relevance on
Maybe we get Mike to pull up pictures of these. Maybe
There's-
we'll see.
relevant.
See
I
how
should have
quick
had the header
young,
panels.
Young
young
do it.
Michael's hands are.
Bro, on Jeeps with the
Young
7
Michael, I
bars
think.
in front. That's first vehicle ever to go 7 continents on the entire planet.
What is Jeep?
Jeep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got one of those bastards up in Antarctica.
Well, they all have 7 slits. His, this one, all of them, 7. Even the new
7
ones.
what?
7 slits in the front. By the
Oh, that's what
radiator.
it means.
Yeah, that's
Oh, that's
7
cool.
continents.
What's
That's
up
how it
with
started.
I didn't know that. Let me
That's,
throw a little.
that's why I brought a header panel. I,
I,
could
did,
grab
I
it
didn't
right
know
now.
that. I've never heard that before. Let me throw another little thing at you, tidbit about the Jeep grill too. The vertical
That's what I'm talking about.
line Jeep grill. Do you know who first did that? Ford.
Well,
Yeah.
they were owned by Ford first.
Well, no, Ford
Or
got
Whippet,
Ford
then
got a
Ford.
contract.
Yeah. Yeah.
This guy's good.
This guy's
Ford,
good.
Ford got a
know it.
contract. Ford got a contract to make them, and the Ford grill was the horizontal line grill. I don't know how
Was
many
it?
bars it was. Was it 9? I thought it was less.
I didn't know that.
Well, yeah. So they actually did that first, and then Jeep just kept doing that once the war
And
ended,
that's when
in,
the
or
relevance of
Willys.
7. Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, so-
they had 7 for all 7 continents, right?
Yeah.
It was what?
Willys went to 7 to prevent copyright infringement.
Interesting. Okay. Well, there you go.
It's actually, I just learned that right now.
Repeat what he said there. So
This
that our
guy-
fans
The
hit.
more you know,
So-
you know.
You got it. You
Dude,
got it. Okay, cool.
Is this? So-
Yo, I'll stand up. I'll get.
I was gonna say. Hold on a second now. This guy's corrected both of us, and like he's not on the panel. What is going on here?
No.
Why don't we put him in the production tent for right now?
Take a seat for a minute.
Yeah.
Get
Sit
him on
down.
camera by Mike.
Tag in.
You go jump in the tent. Come on in. Come on in, John.
You've been tagged.
Sit down. You've earned yourself a spot here.
Yeah. Sit down for a little bit. You can always get up if you.
Yeah. You guys are rotated
Yeah.
out.
You sit back there with Mike.
It's real nice and relaxed around here. So, what kind of Jeep do you drive?
Got a 01 TJ out there.
Okay, pull that into your
So-
like the mic.
So for everybody, the TJ
Yeah,
is
what is
basically the generation of Wrangler right after this.
Wrangler.
Okay,
Okay,
so
06.
it's similar to this in a lot of ways.
Gotcha.
But better.
And very different. Not better. Not better, but okay.
Hey, we eliminated leaf springs.
Better in some ways.
That's true.
Better in some ways, and I actually prefer the leaf springs. We can get into that.
What is a leaf
Hey,
spring?
you're allowed to disagree, but
It's-
you know what?
it's-
You're still wrong.
It's the it's
What is a leaf
the suspension, the type of
Gotcha.
suspension. So
Okay.
most cars, people would be familiar with a coil suspension, which is a coil
Yeah.
spring
Yep.
that the car compresses on. This has leaf springs, so it's a big metal spring. It's stacks
Okay.
of metal
Yeah.
plates that are sprung that create the suspension.
Now, why would you prefer leaf springs over?
I
Good
prefer the leaf springs because it's more stable.
More
so
stable.
so
Okay.
this truck
Also, leaf springs do make great knives.
yeah.
Knives.
Yeah, people take because people. What he's saying is people take old leaf springs and they use that as the steel to make custom knives and
Gotcha.
stuff because it's strong steel.
It is.
Okay.
Yep.
It's high carbon, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
In fact,
So-
Tom Hegberg took a bunch of my old leaf springs and he just kept them because he wanted to make
Yeah.
something out of them.
Oh yeah. Hey,
So
you
the
get
reason,
leaf springs and the knives, you get spaghetti
Right,
cans and cups.
right?
It's like you
So-
Jeep guys are really innovative.
They're all over. So
If it fails on the trail, you find a way to make it home.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So
like that.
when I lifted this truck, and I also had an XJ that I lifted too, and that has coil springs in the front, and I found it much easier to get a stable, solid, tight ride out of this than I did with the coil springs.
Okay.
The problem is once you start lifting with the coil springs, you get weird. You got a lot of geometry to deal with, a lot more. Whereas this with leaf springs, it's much easier. And I'll tell you what, death wobble,
I was about to say
it's
that.
never
Now
existed
you're
for me,
entering the
ever.
territory of death wobble.
Never had it.
never had it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so you haven't either. I mean, but the XJ, I had to invest a lot of money to try to get the geometry right, to get the thing to ride right and ride decent. This thing doesn't ride any different than when it was stock.
Well, XJs are pretty much drive it till you fucking break it.
Pretty much.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Run it into the ground.
Yeah, but I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't.
It just pains you to
It
do
pains
it
me.
to it?
Yeah, it pains me.
It's his baby, man.
Yeah.
I had an XJ, so XJ again, the Cherokee, just like this, and
Gotcha.
it was an awesome truck actually. Manual transmission, had power, everything, all the options. Same thing, lifted 4.5 inches, 33 tires. The thing was awesome, but it was and I had lockers front and back, but it was just I could never get the suspension
So,
right to
yeah,
get it
no.
where it wasn't just a nightmare and then I eventually sold it because it was just.
XJs are a pain in the gut.
It was too
They,
much.
they are. I trust me,
Yeah.
I can attest to this.
They're a pain in the ass. It was too
They're
much.
not- they're
this
not
thing
fun.
was easy. This thing was
You
easy
get
in
adjustable
comparison.
control arms or a track bar and have a good day because you're gonna have fun for a couple of months trying to figure that out.
Yeah. So now I'm not. I don't really call myself such a Jeep guy so much anymore because once I got rid of that, I had 3 Jeeps, and now I've gotten more into the GM vehicles, back to the
you
GM
gotta be
trucks
shitting
because
me.
it's much easier.
Yep.
We got a little bit of
Trying to
rain
get a
coming.
little friend here. Mother Nature.
We'll see what
is
happens.
Giving us some May rain.
We were talking actually earlier that we got to get on the umbrella hats.
Yes.
Just
Absolutely.
get little umbrellas you can just stick into the top
That'd
of
be
them.
fantastic.
Just get a bunch of little drink
So
ones
we're
and-
supposed to take these off if it starts raining? We don't want to ruin these
Is it
fine
that? Well,
furs.
it's not too bad.
From York
is
Furrier,
it?
fine
Yeah. By
furs.
the way, York
Since
Furrier. Thank
1931.
you. Thank you for keeping us. Yeah, you guys probably are familiar. One of our sponsors is York Furrier in Elmhurst, and they provided us with these unbelievable custom
Little
fur
comforters.
that are.
They-
oh,
Fine outerwear and unique accessories.
I'll tell you what.
Check them out.
Since
York Road in Elmhurst.
since
Since what? 1931.
since
Yeah,
1931.
absolutely.
and I'll tell you what, they got us through the winter.
Oh, it really
Seriously.
did.
These actually
it
made
really
a
did help.
huge
Yeah.
difference. Like they kept us warm quite a bit.
Absolutely.
I mean, not our guests. Fuck
Pass
the
that
guests
up.
though.
Yeah, yes, true them. They gotta do this every week, man.
Yeah, we're the ones out here.
I've been here for the long haul. So,
no, it's not too bad. And you know what? We're gonna end up taking these back. I'm gonna drop them off with them probably in the next couple of weeks.
What is?
The hats?
Oh, gotcha.
Give them back. Let them put them in storage
Condition.
and let them clean them and
Yeah.
condition them and all that stuff for the winter.
Hell yeah. We got to figure out what we're doing with them for the summer here.
Yeah.
A little York Furrier promotion or something. But what projects are you guys working on right now? You got anything going on with your Jeeps?
I'm still
Anything
tooling
you're doing
around
currently?
with mine. I've got to figure out an issue with the front suspension. Just it seems like it's higher on one side
Yeah.
than the other, but I know everything's brand new, so
Yeah.
I'm figuring it's got to be something with the adjustment of the control arms or the track bar. So I think it might have just gotten a little too far.
Okay.
So it's pushing the diff down this way and pushing the body up this way.
Ish.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's off by like a few spins or so.
Okay. Is that so? It's a pretty big job.
Nah, not too bad. Just haven't gotten around to it yet.
Gotcha,
And
okay.
it's been down for a while because my exhaust snapped off right at the catalytic converter. So I can't really
That's
drive it. It's way too loud.
Not
so
ideal.
driving down the way after
Hey,
just getting
hey, hon.
all the repair done from the crash
Yeah.
and down the road, exhaust just drops. Just as I'm driving, you hear this loud scraping. All of a sudden, I'm like, that got really loud right there.
That doesn't sound right. Want to take those two then?
Yeah, take his too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care of your foot.
You got hair though. You're good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure something out with it here.
One of us does.
Hey, there you go. That's really easy
all right.
maintenance, though.
Yep.
You know.
It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah, there you
We
go.
all
Keep
get
it nice and
Still got more than me.
Oh yeah, and I got
fair, but-
I got nothing. But the Jeep guys.
yeah,
with the
you
shaved
guys.
head.
I guess so.
That's the whole thing, I guess.
Jeez.
Starting a trend.
Very innovative. You guys don't have no hair. It's good. You guys are a good group of people. It's nice.
Hey, you know what? I'll tell you what.
Not drink that.
I'll tell you what. I've since I've been in the Jeep thing, I've met nothing but good people. Like I had a 2000 XJ that got totaled, and I basically bought it back from insurance and then parted it out. You know, everything. And guys that came to pick up everything, they were just straightforward, good deals all around, no problems. Like I didn't get any guys haggling with me,
Yeah.
giving me shit. Like just I ended up
Honest
hanging
dudes.
out and having a beer with me too before
Yeah.
they left. Like just good people. Like have
Well,
had
they know
nothing
what they
but
got
good people.
themselves into from the start,
Right,
So
right.
It's like, yeah, they just want to make sure there's something they can use,
Yeah.
But
It's,
they're usually pretty cool about it. I mean, I met a lot of my wonderful friends through Jeeps.
Yeah.
And are you going to like car shows to meet these people, or is it like
Not
mainly
really.
like social
I end
media?
up just meeting people through people that I meet.
Okay, like just when you're going to fix it, you're talking
Yeah.
about parts and
Yeah.
And you pull up and somebody goes, "Hey, nice whatever." And you're familiar with the Jeep Wave. That's a thing.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's a thing. It's probably more of a thing
My
than
girl's got a
any-
Jeep. I'm driving the Jeep every once in a
More
while.
of a Wrangler thing.
So isn't there like a Harley thing? It's like a 2-finger thing too.
No, it's like a like Michigan, like you do like the off the steering wheel kind of thing,
Oh,
maybe, or
quick little, yeah.
whatever. It is more of a Wrangler thing, although I always give it up to Cherokees too.
Same here.
Yeah,
And what is
I mean,
it? Is it secret? Can I know?
no, it's just another Jeep. You
Just pretty
pass.
much, you see another Wrangler or
Just give a
another
little tip of the cap.
Jeep that you appreciate
Right,
you
tip of the day to you, sir.
on steering wheel.
Top of the day to you.
Just peace sign.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
little-
Yeah.
and unfortunately now though the new Wranglers,
Oh,
good.
they don't.
people
know
people
shit.
won't. You won't. So I don't even wave at the new ones anymore
No.
because
Especially not the Gladiators, because fuck those things.
Fix it again, Tony.
it sucks. Because if they would have made that into a two-door, it would have been
Light,
awesome.
You know?
Well, I mean, they're like,
Yeah.
well, they're built by Fiat now,
That-
aren't
Yeah, well, they're owned by Fiat.
There you go.
Actually, no, not anymore. Now it's owned by Stellantis.
they? Really?
Yeah.
Never even heard of that.
Last year
Well, they own a bunch of.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a company that owns.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
all
it's
bunch
Fiat,
of Italian.
Hugo, Jeep, Chrysler,
Peugeot.
all that shit.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it went through last September, I believe.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
yeah.
So here on Bonfire Banter, we have any new panelists.
Oh yeah, we got two
Sign
now.
X. So we got
Excellent.
two. So there's a Sharpie on a magnet. It has no guard, so be careful. And I have no shoes on, so don't hurt yourself and don't hurt me. All right. So Rob, what's the last thing you had to do on this Wrangler back here? Is there anything going on with it recently?
Oh,
What's
it's a
kinda like
constant.
the most
it's a
recent thing.
It's a constant struggle.
Yeah.
I've had
That's
this.
Jeep life.
I like to
Yeah,
hurt myself.
so I've had this thing
I'm a
for
glutton for punishment.
For real.
shit. I've had this thing since 2008, probably something like that.
Okay.
I had a Ford Probe, and
I remember the Ford Pro.
some a plow truck backed into me, and I was
like
like,
you
all
and
right,
DeGraff.
got to get rid of it. Yeah, yeah. Right. So I got to get rid of it, and I was like, all right, I'm going to buy a truck, and I was looking for either a Bronco, a real Bronco, or
One of those.
a Wrangler, right? And basically, I found a good Wrangler before I found a good Bronco for a reasonable price. I paid $5,000 probably for that truck.
Like 10 years, or you said 13 years ago. Or something.
Yeah. And it was a 4-cylinder. It had no rust on it because it was a 95. And I don't know if you're familiar with this or not, but 95, the only year that they actually galvanized all the body panels in those trucks.
Put the drain holes in.
Well, they galvanized them too.
Yeah.
And that's why that one is not awful. I mean, it's got some now because it's been living in Chicago now for a while and all this, but it holds, these hold up better than any of the other years because of that.
Actually,
And I didn't know that until after I bought it.
for my old one that I have right here in the driveway, I had previous O1. The frame shit the bed on that one, so I had to stop driving it.
Yeah.
Just sold that one today, just pretty much for the engine and transmission. Got about 1,200 out of it.
Just for those parts. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not
Just for those
bad.
parts.
Yeah, can't be too mad about that.
But anyway, so I bought this thing back then. It was a 4-cylinder. It was bone stock.
Yeah.
Basic, whatever. It even had it just had a soft top on it. That was it. And over the years, I've been doing stuff to it, lifted it, did the inline 6 swap, which is not as easy
Yo,
as you
I
think.
knew. I noticed you said that. You said it was a 4. I kind of
I've
noticed that. I'm
looked
like,
up-
oh, so
looked
it's
up
not a
that
4
stuff.
It
anymore.
was a
Okay.
4-cylinder
And you
inline.
dropped an
It was an
inline
inline
six in it.
4,
Okay.
and I.
Just said you got to weld in new mounting bolts, all that shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
You want to know how many times I had to re-weld in those mounts and make new ones? Several.
Yeah.
And then made new ones, and then I could talk about this. We'll probably talk about this forever later, but it was a whole process because the thing has been morphing throughout the years. The lift, the different changes, and then lift, tires, stuff like that. And before the COVID hit, she was down because I was doing rear differential rebuild to get a locker in there, or actually, it's got an electronic locker, limited slip electronic locker,
Fancy.
an Eaton unit. Yeah, nice. And I was like, well, if I'm gonna do that, I might as well rebuild the transfer case, do the slip yoke eliminator like I've been wanting to do.
The what?
Slip
Slip
yoke
eliminator.
eliminator. So the rear
Sounds like a
drive,
wrestler.
the rear, yeah, the eliminator.
The slippy yoke eliminator.
The rear drive shaft comes out, and it's what's called a slip yoke.
Gotcha.
It mates into the back of the transfer case, and there's a seal around that.
Okay.
So the idea is you can only go so far with a lift, and if that pulls out, all the transmission fluid goes away. So what you do is you replace that back cap, the back section of the transfer case, with a unit that just gives you a knuckle to bolt the drive shaft directly to.
Gotcha.
So I did that, rebuilt the transfer case because it's the original one that's been in it since, and this truck has 200 and something thousand miles
That is
on it.
the NV 241,
231.
231.
Yeah.
That's close.
NP 231.
Yeah.
Yeah. So rebuilt that, and it inside looked perfect. Again, 200,000 miles on this thing, perfect.
Yeah.
Not the motor, because the motor's different.
Yeah.
So I figured, well, fuck it, I've got the differential out. I'm gonna do all the stuff I've been wanting to do anyway. So did that. Ordered custom Tom Woods drive shafts, front and back.
Good choice.
Right. Did double cardan in the back, and just did it all. And then during the COVID, it was perfect. I had plenty of time to work on it, this and that. And now got it all back together. She's back on the streets, but now I have a vibration, a slight vibration over 70 miles an hour. And I think I did something wrong in the differential.
You get to 70.
I thought that was like. I thought that was.
Well, that's the thing.
Wow.
I'm telling you, that's
thought
why
that you
I
had to
like
pay
the leaf
extra for the
springs
vibrating
because
seats.
yeah, for the ladies.
For the lady.
I've been able to do 100 miles an hour in this thing down the expressway, and it's not terrifying. I mean,
It's not terrifying.
It's solid.
Scary.
You know.
It's not terrifying.
So, and I actually, I'm sad to say it, but I've never taken this to any off-road place ever.
Michigan.
That off-road around
along
Michigan, and
dirt
that's it. This has been my daily driver since I bought it.
Yep.
Every day. So expressways, everything. So it has to. It's more important that it ride true and safe than
Agreed.
actually,
Agreed.
whatever. Which is why I got rid of the X-Ray. So yeah, right now it needs. Oh, I've got a whole stainless steel exhaust system I haven't put in it yet. That's waiting to get done, and I got to figure out that. And I've been lamenting it, and I haven't gotten to it. And now I bought a new Escalade, so this will sit for a while.
Yeah.
Probably.
It's on the
Getting
to-do
pushed
list.
back on the priority
Yeah,
list.
it's getting pushed back, but I'll never get rid of it. I mean, I'll bring it up to Michigan and leave it up there as a camp truck before I sell it or get rid of it.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's been
It'd be
with me
perfect for that,
forever.
too.
I've
in its later years. that would be
oh
great.
yeah, hell yeah. I've touched every nut and bolt on this thing. I've had everything. I mean, I've done
Kinky.
everything to this thing. Had to. It's got custom seats in it. It's a Frankenstein.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody would want it
Is it
because it's so
Frankenstein
mine.
Or Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein. I thought you wanted to talk like that.
So what's up with the? I don't even know what to call them, but like the little like hidden like stamps and things that they put on
Oh,
like the
the
newer
Easter
Jeeps. Easter eggs. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when did they start doing that? And like why? What's like the
that
story
was in the
behind it?
JK when they first started those.
Okay.
It's just a little fun thing.
It is cool. Like
yeah.
I've seen them and like they're all different, right? That's not always the same thing.
So the JK is
The predecessor.
what
to the
years? What
TJ.
years though?
That was 07 to 18.
Okay. So the generation after
The TJ.
his, which is you'll see later.
Gotcha. So yeah. So what's like? Where do they get this stuff from? Was it just something someone came up with and they ran
just
with it? And,
fun little thing.
Yeah.
Just
Keeps it interesting.
yeah.
And it's in a different location, like on every.
And what
car,
are
right?
these?
The Easter eggs. It wasn't exclusive to the JK. All Jeeps after 07 started having them, like the Renegades, the Cherokees, whatnot. Each one had their own little Easter eggs coming in.
Yeah. We can't find the one on ours. It's like a 2019 Grand Cherokee.
So it's an actual Easter egg.
No, that's like a little picture of something, like a little Jeep going up a hill or something.
Like
Like,
some have
Oh.
the Jeep going up the hill, some have a Sasquatch, some have a spider.
yeah.
The
like a
Renegades
little logo
have a spider
somewhere on the car.
and whatnot.
Yeah.
Holy shit, the rain's starting to come down.
Oh, it's starting.
Do we have any umbrellas?
I don't know. I'm just letting it rain over me. You know? Gotta get, feeling good.
Like the Renegades,
Little bit
they're
for my hair.
one of the most famous
Slip.
Easter eggs is a spider in the gas tank.
Spider in the gas tank.
Yeah.
That one
Okay.
I've heard of.
Yeah.
That one I've heard
So like when you open the little latch, there's like a little spider in there?
Yep.
Sweet. So you didn't even know about this?
No.
Really?
No, I don't follow anything after the TJ. Seriously, I don't know
Any better than that, right?
V6 bullshit. Yeah, I don't really care about any of that. After the 4-liter, I don't really care.
So they left the straight 6, as we were telling me, after a while?
Yeah.
Okay.
So eventually they
What year
couldn't
is that?
allow it. They couldn't get it to pass emissions anymore. I want to say 2000 was it 2002?
2001, I think. No, I'm sorry. 2001, I think, was the last year they made the XJ.
Yeah.
And then after that,
And then that would've-
they took out the 4.0
Yeah.
because of probably emissions reasons. as you
Yeah,
said
yeah,
before.
it's emissions. They couldn't get to pass emissions. Now the 4-liter, as it's called, or the straight 6, the Jeep straight 6,
Yeah.
is known as one of the most bulletproof, reliable
Gotcha.
engines of all time.
Yeah.
It's actually an AMC motor. It was designed by AMC, American Motors, back in the 40s or 50s.
I was going to say,
or
I
something.
think I just bought some of their stock not too long
You
ago.
did, yeah. Well, that's probably not a good idea. But when they went under, Chrysler, Jeep bought them, and then they started using the inline 6 in all of their vehicles. And it's just been a tried and true motor. And
I
I'll give
remember
you.
it was one of my first cars, and you told me to buy it. It was
Right, you
that
had one. That's right. You're a Jeep
97
guy too,
yeah,
man.
97 Jeep
That's
Cherokee.
right. You had an XJ. He had an XJ. He had a sweet XJ.
Yeah. It was a sport.
Two-wheel drive.
Okay.
Rear-wheel drive only sport. It was actually really cool because it was just like a bare bones.
Was it 2-door or 4?
Four. As automatic.
Al had it for a long time after me. Did he?
Yeah, and then he sold it to his brother.
Okay, yeah.
and, yeah. Jeeps pass hands. Your brother Joe had one for a while.
Several.
Then sold it to Tom, and Tom quickly killed it.
Really?
Yeah, overheated it, just fucking melted the thing down. Like a week after he had it. Yeah, the indestructible motor, he killed one.
Yeah. That's an accomplishment.
It can be done.
But I'll give you
It
an
can be
example. When I bought the inline 6 to put into this, I bought a used one, and it already had like 130,000 miles on the motor. Break it all down, give it to a machine shop.
Still
Right.
You just breaking it in, right?
So give it to a machine shop. So I give it to Brian Lohman, Elmhurst Auto
Yeah.
Parts.
Hey.
Okay, Elmhurst Auto Parts, Brian Lohman.
We
The
love
man
Brian.
has helped me with so many builds and has just been the best. Anyway, Brian Lohman, I bring it to him. I have him check it out, steam clean the block. If you guys need blocks, anything steam cleaned, he's got a machine for that. And had him check all the tolerances on everything on the mains and all that stuff, and asked him like, is it everything still within spec? And he checked everything, the pistons, everything, and he says, not only is it all everything within spec, it's within new spec. Like it hadn't changed. This thing already had 130,000 miles on it.
It was like-
Didn't have to sleeve it. It didn't have to
Bulletproof.
bore it out. Didn't have to nothing. It was just, he's like, the motor, everything is like it's brand new still. So put all new stuff in it, and
Yeah.
she'll be ready for another 300,000 miles or whatever.
Hell yeah.
I've got a buddy who's driving damn near half mil on his.
Half?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
500,000?
That's a
Yep.
lot.
That's a whole lot. I've never heard
Very
that many
doable.
miles on a car.
I mean, there's a lot of maintenance involved in there, and
Yeah. You're doing some things.
a lot of in between stuff.
A
but-
few oil changes here or
And
there.
then the personal punishment added on top of that, you know?
Yeah. Just can't get enough.
Where's
I've got
Keep coming back for more.
Also, another buddy who's got an E250 that's 750.
Yeah, really?
Yeah,
Holy shit.
for
That's
no
a
two.
lot.
That's wild.
was it F-150?
E250.
E250. The V8?
Yep.
750,000 miles.
Yep.
That's so
Where the hell are you
many
going?
miles.
Where the hell are you going?
Everywhere.
Right. Probably a courier or something.
Yeah.
Right?
You know?
No, he
Traveling?
he works movies, so
Okay.
yeah. So, hey, we got a job in this state. Get there.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Pretty much. I can see that then. Accumulating 750,000 miles. That's a pretty good value there on that car, you know?
Yeah.
Made it that far.
I'm gonna step out for a minute. I'm gonna see if I can get something for
See if
this.
we can do
rain.
some with the
Yeah,
rain.
get some jackets going for these guys or something. I'll be right back. Maybe I'll get
See what Wes
to
is
come out.
thinking too. Yeah, tell Wes to come back over here. So what was your guys' first Jeep?
Compass.
Start with you, yeah.
It was a Compass. It was a 2010 Compass, and
Okay.
I hated that car.
You didn't like it?
I hated the
But
car.
it didn't turn you off of the
No,
the
no.
Jeeps
Well, it
in
just made me
general.
want to get the better one, which
Gotcha.
was the 4.0.
Okay.
You know? I
Yeah.
was just like, you know what? This is the one I want. And I
Yeah.
went and bought that. Hadn't even finished fixing the other one. And I said, you know what?
Yeah.
I fold on that one.
Yeah.
And I was just like, just tow it out of here. I don't want it. It was done. So we built another one.
That's all you can do sometimes. And then how about you?
I've actually only been in the Jeep life for about 2 years now.
Same,
Okay.
roughly.
Oh, nice.
Before that, I was always driving Rangers, and damn good trucks.
Okay.
But my first one was an '01. Just sold that today because
So
Frank,
today.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Frank brought it out back in
Yeah, you said that.
January, and 6 days later I found another '01 for sale and
Yeah.
bought that one.
Hell
And
yeah.
That's the one I got out there in the parking lot.
Okay. And what is that one again? Year wise?
'01.
Oh, one.
Yeah. TJ to TJ.
Gotcha. So you tried and true. Just
Yep.
don't mess with it if it ain't wrong. You know, it's like it ain't broke. Don't fix it.
Right?
But I've always wanted Jeep ever since shit.
Jurassic Park.
That's what I said.
This is exactly what I
That's what got me
Favorite
in.
Goddamn movie. And you know what?
You're running from a T-Rex. It's good enough for me.
Yeah. If it's good enough,
It's
if
not
it's
a
good enough for
YJ.
Jeff
It's not the
Goldblum,
fastest, but it
good
can
enough
go
for me.
anywhere. A Jeep can go anywhere.
It's not a YJ, but you know what? TJs are just good enough.
All right.
I like the TJs though too.
This is
You
the
know.
new aesthetic, by the way. We're gonna try this one out really quick too. I'm gonna pass this around to you guys. So maybe clear your cups for a second here. Get ready for a second beer.
Definitely don't have a cup, but
I got a can.
you're damn right.
Take a little swig.
Well,
off
yeah,
it.
if you
Yeah,
give
okay,
them,
here.
give it to them, and then I'll take a swig.
And you'll backwash.
I
it.
don't got no COVID or anything. I don't backwash either.
At this point, I'm pretty sure we've all had it.
Yeah, I did actually.
That's why
have it.
we're immune.
Legitimately.
Yep.
Thank you, sir. So this is the other one. What is this?
That one's got definitely a lot more flavor.
I'm all congested here. It's hard for me to taste things properly at the moment, but
That one's got more flavor. It's more of a soury kind of taste.
I was
though.
gonna say I'm getting a little bit more of that.
Yep.
Yeah, a little sour.
Yeah, it definitely punches you a little bit.
Yeah. It's not bad though. I would give this one a 7.2. Still my favorites there are Partially Cloudy. Break Room Buddies is really good. I like the Citra hops. This is great. I mean, they're great flavors. This one just I don't like sour beers all that much.
Weird
But
thing with the
not bad,
more,
it's not bad.
I really like that
It's not,
pumpkin one we
overly
had.
sour. Oh yeah, yeah.
And I'm not even a pumpkin guy.
Yep.
But that one was pretty good.
I do. I have a coat already. Actually, if anyone else wants these, you want these on your legs at all?
Nah,
Give it to him.
I'm good.
I'll be fine.
We're good. Anybody?
Yeah. Dude,
Okay.
we
Nice.
play in the
No one
mud.
wants it.
We own Jeeps.
Yeah. At this point, I'm already.
Playing
soaked.
the- He swims in the mud, man. I don't know what playing.
Yeah.
So,
My
what
breakfast.
was your first Jeep then, Wes?
It was a 96 XJ. It was white, 4.0. Got it from my buddy. Loved it. Called that Jeep the bitch. It was white. Yeah. You know, there are times where off-roading, you know, sometimes you do illegal things. And certain things happen. Long story short, not going into details. That night I brought it home, cleaned it, power washed it, and then painted it a different color.
No way.
Yeah.
By yourself.
Yeah,
Just-
by myself. I went to.
I'm gonna change the color tonight.
I did PBG body school to learn how to paint and everything,
Gotcha. Okay.
and did that, and went to work the next day. And my mom calls me. She's like, "Yeah, the cops are at the door. They're looking for you in your Jeep." And she's like, "You got some explaining to do. You gotta leave work now." I was like, "No, I'm gonna finish my shift." Got off at 5. Went to the house and talked to my dad first. I was like, "Hey, why do you think I changed the color on my Jeep?" And basically got ratted out on a scenario. Didn't matter, but I did paint the whole thing that night afterwards. I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
Playing in an area with a diesel truck, and he had self-cleaning
Pulling
tires.
right out of my head.
He had self-cleaning tires. What that means is he would
Right there.
rip up grass, mud, whatever, and wouldn't actually leave a tire tread. It would just go flat.
Okay.
Me, I had 9.5 inch wide 32s inch tires. I think they were Goodyears, and my prints were there.
Take it. Oh, there you go. Oh yeah. We're going live. I got a coat too. It's at this point. I'm like whatever.
And
I'm not that worried.
yeah, from there on out, you know, ended up potentially getting sued for a hate crime because it was at a Korean church that we ran through. We didn't even play around that much. We just ran through the grass and tore it up. Like I said, I was with a diesel buddy, and he ripped it up, but no treads.
called that a
They
hate
got
crime?
me.
'Cause you
Yeah,
were doing donuts in
I
the
was
yard?
getting charged for a hate crime.
What the hell?
And I told him, I was like, no, it wasn't like, hey, we were just cutting through. And, you know, at the end of the day, it was all right afterwards.
Yeah.
You know, I wrote a apology letter, this and that. Different story like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
too. Jesus.
There you go. Take it easy.
Oh, this is much better.
There you go. You guys are. We try to take care of you here on Bonfire Banter.
Watch something.
Oh, there you go. Now we're set.
So this is a better one. It was illegal off-roading too. My bigger black Jeep, way bigger than both of these. 35-inch tires. It's old spot off 22nd Street somewhere. I'm not going further than that. And I played there before, you know.
I think we've talked about this place before. It's where I used to live.
It's gone now. They built an apartment building on it,
huge,
whatnot.
Make them goddamn lines.
But
Right.
running through it, and I'm only in 2-wheel drive. I have rear lockers on that one, full time. Didn't matter. And so I'm making noise. I'm not in 4. Why I wasn't in 4? Because at that point I didn't have my linkage correct. So I had to go underneath and grab the linkage myself and push it to engage 4-wheel.
I've heard about
You
this.
can do it in park, neutral, on, or
Oh,
off.
it's beast.
Certain things are, when you do that, sometimes it'll snap and bite.
Gotcha.
And the gear ratio I had on that Jeep is way off. So I would only engage in deep mud, snow. Like when I say snow, I'm talking more than 5-6 inches.
Okay.
Otherwise, it'll bind and it'll fight itself. So I'm playing in it and obviously making noise. See spotlights coming in through the spot I'm at.
Some copper type of spotlights.
Yeah. And well, I didn't know if it was cops at that time or another Jeep or something else. Not many people knew about it.
Yeah.
And then it turns out to be a cop. So get out and give him my ID, everything else. I got 3 passengers in the car too at the time.
Okay.
Takes my ID and he's like, "Yo, are you stuck or what's going on?" And I was like, "No, I'm not stuck. I'm in 2-wheel drive." I was like, "I got rear lockers. That's why I'm playing around. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm digging it out right now.
Yeah.
So when I go through in 4, I can have some more fun."
Yeah.
Literally. And
least
he's
you're
like,
honest with him.
he didn't believe me. And I said, "I can engage in 4 and get out. You gonna give me an ID back before I get out or not?" So he's like, "Yeah, benefit of the doubt." That raised a question in my mind. You're gonna hear why too. So I engaged in 4-wheel drive, and what I do, I pulled right out. And I'm talking 4 high. I wasn't even 4 low.
Okay.
4 high, 4 low, 4 high. 4 low is only used when you're fucked.
Okay.
Then that's your fail safe.
Worst case
That's how you
scenario?
get out.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Okay.
You get out, pull out, talk to him again. He's like, "All right, you're good to go." Didn't believe you. I was like, "I told you." So, this is years ago, I was younger. It's kind of a little bit of a dick. Disengaged 4-wheel again and brake torqued and threw mud all over the cop car.
No way.
Drove off and got out. Then 2 days later, driving a coworker home from the hotel I worked at. Stopping at a gas station. Cop
Same
rolls
cop?
up.
Same guy.
Wanted to take a picture with it.
No way. Really?
I let him.
I
Thing
love it.
is, he had a Jeep too.
Oh, gotcha.
And he wanted to know who was making the shit that deep and digging
Really?
those ruts that hard.
He was just impressed. He wasn't mad at you at all. He was-
Thing is, there's a chance in hell that will actually happen, and it did. And the
Good
fact
luck.
of the matter is, he
No one's
wondered
get out
who
of
was
jail free
doing it.
cards right there.
Yeah.
And then I told him, like, it was me. And I
Yeah.
pulled out. But fun story.
Sounded like you weren't doing anything like seriously wrong. It was an open field, basically. It was like,
Yeah, realistically, that's what
yeah.
it is.
And they ended up developing that land anyway, so it's not
Yeah,
like
and
your
then
ruts did
took a
anything.
picture with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I got no carpet in that one, nothing, any of that. I ran all my electrical wires through the top, like that XJ in the background.
Okay.
Everything's ran through the top. All water sealed, all that. I never have my drain plugs in because I know I'll play with water. My intake is 48 to 52 inches off the ground. I don't need a snorkel.
Okay.
You know,
doing anything
I'm down
deep
to.
in
That's my toy. You know, down to fuck around and find out.
Absolutely. So you like use the Jeep for what it was intended to be used for, which is
Yeah.
some off-roading and having some fun in the mud.
I'm not condoning illegal off-roading though, but if a friend's stuck, I'll go there and save him.
I don't mind coming.
Especially with the clubs, you know, you're in Jeep clubs and whatnot. You know, you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to go illegal off-roading. You should go to the park. Thing that we're gonna have a problem
There's
with
parks?
moving forward. Yeah, there are off-road parks. they were going to have a problem moving forward. The Cliffs Off-Road Park doesn't allow any cars in anymore. No Jeeps, Toyotas, nothing. You know about it too, I guarantee it.
All UTVs, ATVs.
The smaller caliber. And I want to say, in my opinion, it's because of the creek that runs through, and the environmental people are.
It was
bitching and moaning.
Off-road license.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying.
Gotcha.
And
I
new
didn't even
family
know
bought
that
it.
These off-road parks were a thing.
Yeah, and then we
you're-
got
this is news
Badlands
to me.
too.
Yeah, Badlands,
Yeah.
Quebec, Indiana.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's but
How
you
far
want
is
to play
that
with
one
your
you're
rig,
talking
you're gonna
about?
do
How
it.
far- where's that one at you're talking about?
The Cliffs is in Marseilles.
Where?
So Marseilles.
How are you?
You know Starve Rock?
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
maybe 15 minutes from there.
Gotcha.
So Illinois is pretty much banned all off-roading unless you're a smaller caliber vehicle
Gotcha. Why
Yeah.
is that?
because Illinois sucks.
Basically, I mean, I don't know why they did. And the thing is, the force in the background arguing the point is trying to move forward, but new owners, it's not working out yet.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Maybe it will, but there's so much of a force, and people that will actually donate money to help the cause of the park isn't helping. Because, like I said, you can't always illegal off road.
Yeah.
It's the best thing about going up to the UP is like there's nobody around and there's just land for days.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No one cares.
Well, see, land for days is fun, but the Cliffs is like almost a mountainous terrain at some
Really?
points.
Yeah.
It
And
goes
Badlands
just
is
about vertical sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got cliff stories?
Unfortunately not.
No, you know what it is though.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's there. It's wild.
Sounds like fun though. So, how did I again? I don't even know why I've never heard of these parks, but is it cost money? You can pull up. It's like $20 or something.
You buy a
don't they?
flag,
Buy a
and then you
flag?
put it on your Jeep. Yeah. It's
Okay.
like maybe
How much is a flag?
$30.
Okay.
And then
And
sometimes
you
you pay
pay
per
basically?
passenger too.
Okay.
And that's it. Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, this is.
I
this is
should have
crazy.
bought my flag
Yeah.
actually. And sadly, probably never be used again if they don't open it back up to Jeeps.
Yeah, it's.
They won't.
Yeah, I think so.
I believe they won't either.
Yeah.
Illinois.
And it's in
You
the
know?
middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
Where the park is. It's great.
That's pretty badass. Yeah. I mean, Starve Rock's a little bit of a hike from here, but yeah, you're kind of getting out there when you get there.
Yeah, that's where
And
it
it's
is.
a beautiful area. I mean, first time I went over to Starve Rock, I was pretty impressed that like you think of Illinois, you think of like some flat prairie land, and to go over there and see some cool like topography and stuff. It's you don't expect it, especially when you lived around here your whole life and you go out there. Like, I was like 26 before I ever went to Starve Rock. So yeah, it's a pretty cool spot though. So right in Starve Rock, is there any good spots to go?
I wouldn't.
Yeah, is that probably big?
You could.
Big
I wouldn't.
fines involved. Big fines involved, maybe.
Oh yeah, definitely.
State park
I
kind
had
of
a
thing.
couple buddies that got caught up illegal off-roading, and they had
Yeah.
to pay hefty.
Hefty,
Yeah,
hefty.
a little bit.
Yeah,
But if you're just hiking, find a hidden waterfall, bring your girlfriend with you, have a good time.
you have a good tip.
Always. Especially you want to have a better time, bring a second Jeep.
Tow a Jeep with your Jeep.
No, have a Jeep so that if you fuck up, they can pull you out.
You got a backup Jeep. Yeah.
That's always been my issue with like taking these things off-road and stuff,
Yeah.
taking it to a park or in Michigan when we off-road Michigan, it's like I gotta drive this thing home.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
how much do I
Remember,
really want to?
stupid, you gotta drive this. home.
I was gonna be that sticker that goes in the glove box. Yeah,
Remember, stupid.
you got to drive this home. There's one time where that should have been relevant. It was purple Jeep. That we had, and we went on the part off Trail 2 at the Cliffs, and I was like, yeah, fuck it, you got to snorkel, drive through it. We had doors off, XJ, and yeah, it turns out it was a little bit deeper than we thought.
You submerged completely. Like,
I was outside filming it.
That's
I
why
was-
you always send somebody out with a stick.
I was outside filming it, and then all I hear is,
it's
yeah.
it's an amphibious.
Yeah,
It's about 10 high
it has
now.
special air intake valves that.
amphibious exploring vehicle. You think it's awesome that it's in the water.
Yeah. We're going in. What? We're going in.
yeah,
Like the buoys.
next thing I hear, she's like,
Get the
all right,
prop ready."
try to go 4 low really quick. Didn't happen. Oh, Jeep's dead.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then it's like, everybody goes, oh, well, I guess we got to find a solution right now. It's right when the Jeep Wrangler JL came out. My buddy's got a Rubicon 4-door. He would love to be here today. He's got a family party. Otherwise,
okay.
he is. I guarantee he's watching right now.
Too much electrical.
Yeah,
We'll give him a shout out.
it's
Say hello.
dope. I see him do some shit with that Jeep that he shouldn't have, but he did. And he's like, "Yo, I got a winch. We'll put you out." But some Cliff's administrator, a part of the staff, comes through with a, I don't know, late '80s Jeep, and he's on lockers all the way
Cherokee you're talking
around,
about?
bead locks. No, he's in Wrangler.
Okay.
Full size width, everything's custom. Probably a
Gotcha.
$70,000 build car.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's like, "Yo, yank you out really quick." Yanks us out and almost flipped over. And he's like, "Yeah, I just did that for fun to fuck with you because you're dumb as fuck and drove through the goddamn water." So like, I told him I drove through it with my other Jeep a month before, but that one's taller.
Gotcha.
And the purple one had a snorkel.
Okay.
And
Was more
apparently
prepared,
the
so-
snorkel failed. So I had to pull the spark plugs after he pulled it out of the water. And then basically cold crank. Mind you, before that, it had an automatic starter.
Yeah.
So you push button, you start it, wintertime type
Okay.
shit. But with how wet it got, it was engaging trying to start it. So I had to disconnect that
Nice.
then, and then pull all the plugs, and then just cold crank it repeatedly. Luckily, somebody else in a TJ, mind you, showed up, and he had a blowtorch. So what I did with that, after the plugs are out, I torched where the spark plugs go to make sure it was dry.
Okay.
And you can do that on the inlines, the 4.0s, because you got your plugs on one side and then your fuel rail on the other. So you can actually use the torch and dry it out. And we tried it out, put them back in. First turn after that, it fired up.
Hell
Then a little bit of misfire. Still drove it through the rest of the park that day.
Yeah.
And drove
You
it
didn't
home.
stop. You just
And drove it
hey,
home
we're
to
going again.
Chicago.
Let's keep ripping it up.
Now, what have you heard about the Viper rail swap?
I haven't. I don't think I have. I did a Fox body swap on my black one, the Ford Mustang.
Yep.
Yeah,
does that
that's
mean?
a swap I did. It's got different ports on the fuel injectors. Squeeze, shoots a little bit more in.
Okay.
And the thing is, like, those motors are very versatile.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
They are.
They'll take damn near anything you throw at them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind when I played with even that one. See, I'll overheat the motherfucker 4 or 5 times, and I don't care.
Yeah.
Head's gonna be fine. Everything's all right. It's an inline. It's a tractor motor.
Yeah.
It's not fast, but
So
it,
Rob was
it
talking
can
about-
bring you anywhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
Period.
Very reliable.
One way or
motor.
another, you're going to get there.
Yeah.
Gotta be happy about that.
It sucks. It's actually raining.
Yeah.
I'm
just
Been in the snow
embracing-
before,
I'm embracing
you know?
the suck at this point. I'm soaked. I'm like, whatever. My feet
Yeah.
are warm. So I got that going for me. But as
Gotta
far
love
as
Illinois.
yeah, May, we had
In the morning,
couple
it was
weeks ago we
80
had like
degrees.
I was
Now it's
gonna say we had
40 and raining.
we had an 80-degree episode like a couple weeks back, and it was like almost too much to sit around the fire, and now it's like tonight I'm like freezing. It's like
We need
what?
more fire.
yeah, low 40s out here right now.
Yep.
Pouring rain. So
There's
that's always
one
fun.
time rain like this. It was late October. I think it was Black Jeep. All the doors off. XJ.
You had all the doors up.
Yeah, thunderstorm. It might
What a
actually been
nightmare.
first couple weeks in November, and that's the coldest. Oh, I don't need it. I'm fine.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to hold it anyway. Let's see.
Getting
He is getting
swamped.
Here it is.
Mind you, when you got the doors off, you don't get wet in the rain until you turn. Then you get wet when you turn the Jeep. Because normally, if you're in a built one, tires stick out. You turn, then it throws water inside.
Oh yeah.
Coldest I've ever been in my life. Late November, pouring rain. No doors.
No doors. It sounds like these guys that you go on like a motorcycle ride.
I've
Next thing
been
you
caught
know,
in
the
the, I've
skies
been
open
caught in
up.
the
You're
rain.
like,
in a
what the
motorcycle.
hell do we?
He's driving on the highway,
I'm gonna tell you.
taking a stop off under the overpass.
I've
You
heard
been
you talk about going
airsofting
to
or-
Michigan, it's like the skies open up and like getting fucking poured on.
Yeah, it's a white knuckler for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, we did the first time I rode a motorcycle to Michigan, it was just me and Al on Sportsters. No windshield, no fairing, no nothing.
Wow. Naked.
And yeah, and Al had apes on his at the time.
I don't like red apes.
No, well, he doesn't have them anymore. And yeah, we're coming back. We rode through thunderstorms the entire way.
It sucks.
By the time we got to Milwaukee, and then
So you're
it
saying
stopped.
apes are like you're all the way
They're
up
up
here
high.
Yeah, you're up here.
for like 350 miles in the rain.
Yeah.
It
And
feels
we
like
had
you're
to
shot by
stop-
paintball guns.
We had to stop. We had to stop once or twice when it got really bad, where
Yeah.
like you couldn't see anymore. So
Jesus.
we stopped a little bit, but it was. I'll never forget it when we got to Al's house in Elmhurst. Like I just remember getting off the bike and then just laying in the grass because my whole
body
body
hurt.
was just sore because you're wet, you're cold, you're just
Muscling
every
it.
muscle
Fatigued.
See, people don't realize that like it's actually quite a workout to ride a motorcycle long distance because you every muscle in your body is constantly moving.
Engaging your core
legs,
a
your
ton.
core, your
Yeah.
arms. If you don't have a fairing or something like that, then you're really working
taking it,
because
yeah.
you're by the time your neck is hurting and everything because you're forcing yourself forward like this. It's a rough go of it.
Yeah.
And then one time we went up to Michigan. It was a big ride, a couple of us, and I rode my dad's Harley that was a Springer front end Harley that had been in an accident and the neck bearing started loosening up partway through the trip. And the clutch started slipping partway through the trip that we fixed and kept going. And we got to just past Green Bay at night and it just thunder. I mean, so now I'm riding through torrential downpour with a loose neck bearing. It was the scariest thing
Yeah.
I've ever done. Made it.
Sketchy as hell.
Yeah.
So Rob, how many other Jeeps have you had besides that?
I've had two other Jeeps. I've had two XJs. One XJ that was just a bare bones stock XJ, and then the second one was a lifted, same thing, 4.5 on 33s, lockers front and back. That thing was awesome. In the snow, in the middle of a blizzard, you put those
Oh, hell yeah.
lockers on, put it in
Ripping.
4, and it's like there's not even snow on the ground.
Yeah.
It's like you're driving normally, and it was manual transmission. Which is rare. It's rare to find
They're
the
very
XJ
hard.
Well, it's rare to have them in manual to begin with, but this was also the
Two-door?
the sport. No. It was a limited or a sport, so it had power windows, cruise control. It had all
think
the
it's sport.
options.
Yeah, that's
with
sport
a
right
manual.
there. Yeah.
Usually you find the manuals, but they're like the base bare bones.
Yeah,
it's
the,
like you.
the classic or country, I think they were.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Do you have a you had an XJ? What did you think of that thing? What are your memories of
I
that?
I liked it a lot. I mean, it was for me at the time. I was pretty broke, so like gas was kind of killing me on it. But like you said, the reason I ended up getting that car was because I knew that I had a good friend that would be able to fix it if anything went wrong.
That's the thing.
So he was telling me like, buy this car, and
Well,
if
that
you need anything, I can help you fix
You
the
gotta
light.
know
the problem.
somebody that
Alright.
works on it, otherwise you're gonna go broke.
That's the
Jeep
problem with
stands for
being a
just empties every pocket.
That's the problem with being a Jeep guy is
Just empty every pocket.
all your
Yep.
buddies get Jeeps so that you can fix them for them, and that's what ends up happening. But
Yeah. But I liked it. I mean, it was like you said. Like I remember, even though it was 2-wheel drive, like in the snow and shit, it did really well. But I don't know. I'm more of a low to the ground kind of guy.
yeah,
Give me in a sedan or something.
Yo,
I
Jay, let's
had
do
my-
your story
I
on
had
your
my
gray
friend's
one.
Drive shaft unhooked this entire winter, and I had no problems whenever I took it out.
Oh,
Not
you know
a
how many
single
times
one.
you know how many times I put this in 4-wheel drive? Almost never.
Oh yeah.
You really just don't need to. Like 4-wheel drive, if it's snowing out or something like that, and I'm really trying to get some good grip, then I'll put it in 4. But
It's nice to have.
it's nice to have.
in
but
those
you-
old shit kind of situations. You know?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never been stuck in this. Not once.
Yeah.
Never needed to be pulled out. It's actually maybe it's left me stranded once or twice and like I said, daily driver.
Yeah. How many
So-
miles you got on this one?
That's 220,000.
Oh, you're getting up
miles.
there on that thing already.
Yeah, and the motor and the transfer case because
Less
they've been
than that.
rebuilt.
Yeah.
Probably 80,000 maybe.
Oh, that's not too bad.
I haven't.
Yeah.
I wrote down how many miles were on the truck when I did the rebuild, when I did the motor swap.
Gotcha.
I haven't looked at it in a while, but I want to say it's probably somewhere around 80,000, something like that. Still strong, still good. I mean, the motor's never the problem.
Yeah.
No.
No,
Everything else?
it is. It's either the differentials go or the transfer case or the trans, and usually it's not the trans, so it's going to be the differentials or the transfer case.
No, this has got the AX15 manual trans in it.
Oh, you got the manual trans. So that's
Yeah,
mine's automatic.
AX15. I'll tell you what, I bought that thing used out of a Sahara that already had 100,000 miles on it. I had just put it right in and haven't done anything to it. Like change the fluid regularly, put in some red line MT90, you know, the good stuff, and that's it. And I've never had a problem with it.
Huh.
Same thing with the clutch.
Yeah.
I got a used clutch with the motor when I put it in.
You took a chance.
I still haven't.
Definitely
You
gambled.
took a chance.
Yeah, but I haven't. It's never slipped.
But
I've never
you
had a
gambled,
problem. Like
you
it's
gambled
still
and you
going.
won. You gambled and you won.
Well,
That's-
I got to replace it either way, right? So I
Eventually,
figured I might
yeah.
as well get the most out of it, and it's still going. Shit, I smoked it up in Michigan one time. Smoke's pouring out of the thing because I was just smoking the clutch up good. Drove it home, still driving it. Like,
Smoking it up good. It's funny.
I love the smell of burnt clutch in the
Oh,
morning.
yeah.
You know?
Really gets me going in the morning.
this is really coming down.
Yeah.
now.
Gio's got a new, actually, his first one, I think. It's a
Yeah,
great one.
first
It's
XJ.
probably the quietest one I've ever heard. Until now.
I've done a lot. Well, yeah, besides because the exhaust broke off.
Besides now, yeah.
But the engine is super quiet. Like it's got about 128 on it, I think. I had the trans rebuilt because it was slipping. And then that's pretty much it. And then I replaced everything on the outside. I did the rockers, the push rods, all that stuff. You know, new power steering pump, new water pump, you know,
Yeah.
new alternator, the whole nine. Like just because that's what I do when I pour everything in the kitchen sink at it the moment I get it because I don't want to deal with it down the road.
Yeah, that's smart. That's smart in a lot of ways for sure.
But it definitely hurts the pocket a bit.
Wow.
But it is what it is.
Luckily, the parts are pretty cheap though, for the most part. Damn.
Yeah, it's coming
Are
down.
you okay? Wes is not even
He's just
in.
smiling, dude.
He's not even under. We're at
He's
least
like-
under something that's
Yeah.
not doing great for us right now. But you know, hey,
you gotta
we're
be-
prepared. We do this all the time. We're used to this. This is. Oh, look at the. Can you move that microphone just a little bit? There's just
It's
straight up
getting-
water just pouring right
getting-
onto that
yeah,
microphone.
it's getting straight.
Justin's about to get electrocuted here. Oh no, they're not powered mics, so we're okay. Well, we're about to test the reliability and durability of the Shure SM58.
Yes.
Right? Because that's what we use. Good quality mics, and we're testing
Good
them out
quality
tonight.
mics.
You definitely are.
Reliable mics for hardworking podcasters like ourselves.
I think this is hard. It's coming on harder than it did the last.
I think so. I'm pretty soaking wet.
We've done
We're
one
going
other.
sideways right
either.
now.
We've done one other rain episode before that. This is going slightly better.
I'm gonna actually try to position myself a little forward here a little bit.
Yeah, move up. Let's. You guys can.
I'm feeling it drizzle down the
I'm
back.
getting murdered.
He's also barefoot.
He's also barefoot.
Yeah.
He's like,
He likes to be grounded.
Yeah, you got it. Ooh, that was hot.
Well, I don't even think we could pop up the canopy now because
No.
the
I
Jeeps
think we're
behind
screwed
us.
at this point.
So we really screwed ourselves at
Yeah.
this point. Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Well,
okay.
you know, we own Jeeps. We screwed ourselves from the start.
Yeah, right.
Let me see if I can.
I want to give a little shout out to
There
JPL Property
it's like
Services.
being in like an S&M parlor. You're just sitting like, ow, don't stop.
Jim, if you're watching,
Keep going.
we might be able to use some more firewood here soon. We're almost out, but that thing's that face cord you gave us lasted quite a while, months it lasted. So thank you again for all that. Jay and Joe Create, give them a shout out. Jay, we're gonna need to do a T-shirt order here soon. And Mike's and Casey's Meat Markets. Looking forward to the episode in a couple weeks here where we have our Super Fans episode.
We're getting wet
We're
either
gonna do a
way,
bunch
man.
of brats. It's gonna be a good time. Thanks again to Brittany over at Consume Cannabis. They're our newest sponsor. Very proud of that one. Yeah. And then tonight, again, Ross, more brewing company coming
me X.
through with
Yeah,
the
I'm gonna get
beers.
some more of this. This is.
Get some more of that more, brother.
Wait, this
This
is
one's
the same?
empty. No, that's a different one. So that one's got a
You
little
guys drank all
sour
the other
kick
one?
to it.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't have this one.
Yeah, try that. It's the
It's
new
more of a
aesthetic.
sour.
Yeah, it's got a little
It's got a
little
little
sour
more of a
kick.
sour
I like
flavor to it.
sours. I like sours.
Take a little bit too.
Yeah.
It's a good sour. I don't usually like sours, and I like that sour, but
Say
it's
what?
not like
That's good,
crazy
man.
sour. But
So I used
What do
to.
you-
I used to
What's
work.
that?
I used to work for Lagunitas
X.
Brewery in
He's
Chicago.
excited.
Oh, okay.
I worked there for like a year. Something like that.
Yeah.
Lagunitas, yeah. So I got to try. I was never much of a beer snob, but working there, I got to learn. I got to learn a bunch of it, and yeah, one of the things I learned is I like sours. They're pretty good.
see, I don't usually. I don't like anything sour, to be honest with you.
You know, by the way, I don't care getting wet because I did bring a change of clothes.
You brought a change of
Forward thinking.
because you're a Jeep guy. That's
There you
right.
go.
Damn right.
How smooth.
You're a Jeep.
Like you're goddamn right.
Justin
Gotta
didn't
come
even.
prepared.
Justin didn't even bring shoes.
No,
You know,
I-
that's how bad he is.
I'm surprised they let me go buy the beer.
He had the shirt on. They didn't look for his feet.
Yeah, no, they just wanted the mask.
No shoes, no
they were like, you got a good mask on. That's great. They didn't look
Is
down.
this pole blocking my face? We can't block my face.
Yeah, don't do
It's
that.
very important.
Don't
to
do
the-
that. Just lead. Just lead.
That everyone see me.
I think you're good, but I want to pop it forward a
So
little.
what do you think? We should just get like another one of these umbrella. This is a table. What do they call these? A table, like a
It's a table umbrella.
Yeah,
table umbrella. Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, sure.
We
Something
should
like
figure out. Remember, Bonfire Banter films no matter what the weather is.
Oh yeah.
We're always
Oh
out.
yeah. This is real.
Yeah. Just so
Damn right.
everybody
Real
understands.
people.
Yeah. So
I
everybody
think this thing's
understands.
Next
hurt
episode,
before
Real
it comes
people,
out.
real elements.
This is the deal.
Here it is.
The deal is that we shoot no matter what.
Oh yeah, we're like the postal service.
And
We're
we're just,
rain or sleet or snow.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
well, we're just happy to be out of winter. Really.
Yeah.
So it's like this is nothing. Like okay, whatever. Some rain. We're prepared.
Raid. I needed a shower. You know.
Yeah, you definitely needed a
dirty.
shower.
Yeah, he probably did.
You definitely needed a shower. You were a little briny. You were a little briny when you came over earlier.
Briny.
Briny, that's a
Yeah.
word. Just,
Pull this baby in a little bit more.
Oh damn! I got the door off. My Jeep's getting wet.
Oh,
yeah, I was about to say. it was-
Good luck with that.
Well,
But it's a
there's no carpets in it, so
It'll be all right.
No, I'm
Plugs.
guessing Wes is pretty happy about the fact that his doors are on now.
Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah,
guess
you're-
I kind of look like an idiot now. Yeah.
I've actually never had those off. The black one would, but
Is that even a thing that you do with the Cherokee?
yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can modify.
It's a
them.
bitch.
It's a bitch.
It's a real pain in the ass.
Yeah,
It's not that
it's a
fun.
pain in the ass.
Yeah, talking about like 4 or 5 grinding discs to cut the bolts out because you're not
Yeah.
going to remove them. They're Torx heads. They ain't coming out. You cut them off.
I'm not too worried
We
about.
could remove the doors from any car. I mean, I can go cut the doors off.
Yeah, but why would you?
It's
a cheap thing. You wouldn't understand.
No. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cut the door when you're done
I'm a
with.
former Jeep, a former Jeep owner. I have owned a
Yes, yes.
So I
only
have a
Jeep
little
guys.
cred.
Only Jeep guys on this
Smart,
panel.
what he-
Only Jeep guys on this panel. But here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cut all the doors off when you're done with your car.
Yeah.
When you finally kill it or whatever. We're gonna take all the doors off it. We're gonna strip all the paint off it. We're gonna mount a bunch of gas cans and weird shit on it, and we're gonna
Put a
take it
fake
to
ass
that.
in.
Mad Max.
We're gonna
thing.
take it to the Mad Max thing.
Yeah. Now we're talking.
Yeah, and then
Can we make it a convertible? Cut
yes.
the fucking
Oh
roof
yeah,
right
yeah.
off.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And then what we're gonna do is we're
We'll
gonna
do
mount
the
one
old
of
Tommy
these.
Boy tarp.
We're gonna mount one of these table umbrellas in the middle of it, and then that way you
Weld it
can,
right.
yeah. Now it's not gonna be ideal for driving, but when you're
More for
moving,
aesthetics.
but when you're moving, the rain goes over you, so you don't get
You go
wet.
I
fast
learned that with my
enough, yeah.
convertible.
fast
My
enough,
actual
you'll go-
You
convertible.
just gotta go fast, and then it all just goes right over you.
Yeah, if you get 75, the rain's not hitting you either.
If you
way,
get
so-
concerned, you open your glove box, you got a snorkel set.
Yeah,
You put that on, you can breathe, you're driving in the rain.
good to go. Absolutely. Got to come prepared. Absolutely.
It's like I bring an oxygen tank with me when I go drive mine underwater, you know?
Yeah, just in case. In case you get into a little hairy situation.
No, you bring an oxygen tank with you for when you get into the high altitude,
That'll do it too.
so that you can
Now you're talking.
keep it. Yeah,
Multi-purpose
which
tool.
is actually a thing.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, no,
you get into a high altitude enough, so a motor needs 2 things to run. Well, it needs 4 things to run, but 2 things it needs is air and fuel, right? So if you're in high altitude, your oxygen is
oxygen,
lesser,
yeah.
right? So you're only going to make so much power.
Yeah.
Like your horsepower starts dropping
Okay,
off.
Yeah, I guess I didn't
The
do
lower.
that.
In fact, it's actually a thing. Any of drag race fans out there, one of the more famous drag strips is in Denver, because
Gotcha.
Denver's a mile
It's
high,
high up.
right? So they have to set their cars up and they have to take that into account and everything because you've got less air up there
Gotcha.
than you do at like Joliet, which is below sea level, I think actually.
Shout out to Santoyo, you should have been here.
Yeah.
He was gonna
Another
try.
Jeep guy?
Yeah, he was gonna try. He was gonna leave last night.
Why was
Something
he
else
from?
happened. He goes from here to Colorado.
Oh, okay.
He's in Colorado right now. Otherwise, he was gonna try to leave last night and make it. But
Gotcha.
Don't worry about it, Wes. You brought us some awesome guys
Dude,
tonight.
always.
And
Always coming
and I wanna
through.
I want to give a
Good
shout out to
panelist.
Wes because me and Wes have been talking about, all of a sudden I realized he was a Jeep guy one day, and I was like,
I
oh
had no
shit,
idea
we
you
got
were
so much to
either.
talk about. We got to do a Jeep episode.
I was talking about
and
6 months ago.
and this
probably.
is actually Wes's episode
Yeah.
because he
put together the
he put
panel
together
there,
our
yeah.
guests. I don't know
So
any
thank you
Jeep
for your
guys
work.
anymore.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm not part of any of the Jeep clubs because I've always said I never want to be part of any group that would have me as a member.
wow.
So Wes is the
That's
guy.
fair, though, that's fair.
Yeah. So
Are you that
So
fucked up?
Wes hooked us up with all the people that we need.
Yeah.
And made this episode happen.
Great job,
and
Wes.
Brought his Jeep, and I'm
Yeah.
super happy about it. And we were talking about this idea of setting the Jeeps up behind us.
I think second best backdrop I've ever had. Claremont Collection takes first.
Of course.
No,
This
that's the
is-
best
This
one,
is
yeah.
cool.
Claremont Collection's backdrop.
Yeah.
There's nothing's going to ever be better than
I don't
that.
know that there will be.
Maybe Jay Leno's Garage.
Oh
We'll
yeah,
see.
we'll
Maybe.
get there someday.
But that's that's a high watermark.
I don't know. Oh my god, that'd be something.
But we were gonna pull hit, and he got here late, and this and that.
It is
And
what it
I
is.
saw that he had a matching color Jeep as mine. Like, well, it's not actual.
Just
same
about.
Pretty close.
Right now, it probably
this
looks
is
like
more
it.
of a forest green and a
Turquoise.
yeah. So, but I'm like, oh, we got an XJ and a YJ, and they're
That's the
matching
thing.
colors.
Too much
Like,
sense.
we gotta
Makes
get it
too
in there.
much sense.
It's all
Yeah.
brotherhood, but believe it or not, there is shit talking that goes between XJs and Wranglers.
I can
There
believe
is.
it.
There?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, there
Oh
is.
no, there
believe
is.
it.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Not
they're
a real
very
Jeep.
different
You got a
vehicles,
chassis
right?
that
Like, they're very
doesn't.
different
Well, that's
looking,
well,
they're
that's
very-
because
Yes and no.
it's because I'm a
You'll
Wrangler
find
guy
out.
and I'm on the top, so I don't hear about the I don't hear about the riffraff.
That's why. That's why we lifted yours a little bit higher right now.
Yeah.
It's got to be mine's got to be a little bit higher.
Little bit.
like just
Wes is like, can we get it any higher? Like, no. It's good right where it's at.
yeah. I want you lower than mine, so I can do that. No,
That's
it-
funny.
yeah. I never really thought about that though, because most Jeep guys
You have
I know have had
preferences.
both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Jeep.
Have you had both? Have you been a Wrangler?
No, I've never owned a
Wrangler
Wrangler yet.
stuff.
I want to.
Okay.
Not
So
yet.
you don't hate them enough to not own one.
I love Wranglers. Wranglers are what got me into it. Like I said, Jurassic Park,
Jurassic Park,
YJs.
yeah.
That's what got me in.
Well, they're
Yep.
just they're so easy to work on. They're so easy to deal with. The short wheelbase.
Always like the
Basically,
aesthetic of them too. I think they're cool looking.
It's
I mean, they're-
basically a big four wheeler.
It's timeless.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, a slightly big four wheeler. This is the problem I have with
the
the
new
new
aesthetic
Jeeps.
of them. Sorry.
This is the problem
new
I have with the
aesthetic.
new Jeeps. Is the new Jeeps? They're all enormous.
Yeah.
Like I actually got an opportunity to fix and rebuild a CJ up in Michigan. Your grandfather.
Oh,
up in
that
Michigan.
old guy.
Yeah, he
that
had
really-
the CJ.
Your grandfather, yeah, that old guy.
Yeah, so his grandpa buys this truck to fix and sell to a friend, and of course he can't fix it.
Yeah, he bought it so
because
that
he's
you
your
could
grandpa
fix
and he's
it, and then
old.
he could
so
sell.
then he goes, oh, I know Rob. He's a Jeep guy. He can fix. So now I end up getting roped into fixing this. And Al,
Yeah,
Al
yeah.
Lipper. Al Lipper came out and was a huge help to me in that too. And we ended up getting the thing running. And I'll tell you what, man, I love the CJ.
Dude, I love
how
CJs.
small it is.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is
Power
I
to weight.
don't like the new ones because the new ones are they're like the size of my Escalade out there. They're huge.
Yeah, it's
They're-
all electronical.
you
CJs are
can't get anywhere.
mechanical.
I like a small. You can get down deer paths and weird
Yeah.
shit like that. And
And
that
what we got,
CJ's
the 2019 Jeep Cherokee is like giant. It's big.
yeah.
It's
Oh
big.
well, yeah. But that's a Grand Cherokee.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be big. That's understandable.
Okay.
But like the
You're
new
saying the
Wranglers,
new Wranglers are like huge.
Oh, they're
Monsters,
huge.
so like twice the size of this.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean it's like the XJ makes it look big. I mean like it's crazy how. But
Well,
that
that's a
CJ
basically factory. It's got 30s on it right now and a 3.5 inch kit.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's it.
Yeah, that's the way they come. That's the way they came at least. But I loved that CJ because of how small it was. And I'll tell you what was awesome. It was a 75. It was a 75 CJ4, CJ5. Anyway, dude, inline 6 single barrel carburetor. That thing is 200 horsepower. I mean, I couldn't keep the wheels from spinning in this thing. I couldn't believe how much power
Lot of low-end
such a tiny little thing, and it's just a little farm truck.
Yeah.
200 horsepower in the thing. I mean, it probably wasn't 200 horsepower at
Could
the
be.
age it was at,
Maybe
but
180, whatever.
stock,
Yeah.
that motor, that setup, 200 horsepower. That thing's stock in 95 was 230, 240 horsepower, maybe that thing was in 95. I'm not sure.
I think probably closer to like.
Yeah, horsepower on a
220-ish.
YJ95.
Yeah, probably. And 300
Horsepower on
foot-pounds
a
of torque
YJ.
I would think
95?
somewhere around there. Yeah.
for sure. You know, over 300.
I know the.
Yeah, Mike, can we get it?
John's saying 295.
295 in that? Yeah. In 95?
Check it, Mike. Young Michael.
Where they? This guy.
Now,
be.
now mine is
smart.
cammed and has the after 98 intake, and I've done a lot of work to it, so it's upwards of stock.
Oh, is it?
180. Wow, 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 wow.
4
wow,
liter,
wow.
95.
Yeah, about 180, and I think what?
I was thinking 189.
torque? Is that what you said?
Pretty
Yeah.
sure that factory doesn't have much more.
So I don't actually. I don't actually know what mine. I don't actually know what mine is But again, 75 single barrel carburetor, inline six. That thing was 200 horsepower.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't keep, and it's got these little pizza cutter tires on it. I couldn't even
Oh,
keep
of
the
course. I
thing.
love that term, pizza cutters.
tires.
God, that's
I couldn't
attractive.
keep the thing from breaking loose. It was so much fun to drive, though, man.
You got
Oh,
pizza cutters who
God.
cut through snow no matter what.
Yeah. Well, that's this.
Skirt and grip one way or another.
This actually
Yeah.
has tires you can't get anymore. The all-terrains are obviously very popular, but
They
in
changed over now.
33s you can only get them in 12-inch wide. You can't get them in 10 anymore. They stopped making them in 10-inch wide, and I prefer the 10-inch wide because I'd rather have a little bit better gas mileage. I'd rather have a little bit of a thinner tire. The 12 is too big. It's too much. It's too much. I mean, like if I was off-roading with it all the time, yes, it's better. But
You have more
It's
like
going to be much more
surface area
for
grip.
the yeah.
You know,
It's gonna
not
be
only
much more
VFGs.
harder for the motor to pull and everything to pull it.
right.
Okay.
It's just a lot more circumference to move.
Yeah,
At
makes
that point.
sense.
And I got lucky with this. The nice part about I had to go through the struggle of changing it to the 6-cylinder from the 4, but the advantage was it already had 410 gears in
How
it
was that
because the
build,
4
by the
cylinders all came with 410 gears in it. So I didn't have to do any gearing like most people had to do. If you, yeah, exactly.
What was that, Gio?
No, I was asking how was that though? Taking the 4-cylinder out and putting the straight 6 in it.
It was a nightmare.
I can imagine.
It was so like in my mind. So like I had a Monte Carlo. I had a 78 Monte Carlo back in the day.
Okay.
And it was a 6-cylinder in it, and I swapped it
That
to a
was a bad
V8.
car. It was pretty cool.
It's like the training day car.
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm an
It's
old
black.
school muscle kind of
It was
guy. Trust
badass,
me,
yeah.
I know exactly. What
Yeah.
you're
That's
talking
hardly a
about.
muscle
So
car,
cool.
but
No, but with the V8 it is.
so
you know?
to swap it to a V8, it was like, oh, you change a cross member and the motor mounts change to a different position,
Yeah.
and you're all good, right? So I'm
can't
thinking,
be that
I'm
difficult.
thinking, well, this came with the 6-cylinder. I'm not
Gotcha.
putting some weird motor in
Yeah.
it. I'm putting a motor that came in it. I'm converting it.
It was
not
made to
easy
hold
at all.
It was made to hold it. Yeah.
The
Gotcha.
the motor mounts are welded onto the frame, so they had to be. I had to cut them off and re-weld them onto the frame. I had to change the transmission. I had to change the transfer case. I had to change the drive shafts because the drive shaft lengths are different.
Drop
The
kit too,
wiring
probably.
harness.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a
it
lot.
was.
It's a lot.
It wasn't
Damn.
just plop it in. I thought it was. I mean, it basically was the same amount of work to put a V8 in it.
Yeah.
I could have put a small block in it. I could have put an
Probably
LS.
should've at that
I could have put an LS in it, and it would have been. It'd have been the same amount of work, to be honest with you. Like
I think this size car with an 8 in it.
Come on, dude. If this thing,
They
this
do
size
it. They
car,
put
I've seen
350s
those.
It would've been
I've seen
awesome.
those. It's scary, dude.
They
But
put 350s in.
I wanted that tried and true 4-liter. I
Yeah.
wanted to keep it original, this and that. And I've had to remount and those motor mounts several times because I didn't get it right the first time. Then it was too far over, and then I got rid of the drop. I got rid of the drop transfer case brackets and went to the slip yoke eliminator, and then
There
had to
you
change
go.
the position of the motor
Yeah.
again, and then things didn't line up right, and I was getting vibrations, and it was a lot of work.
Yeah, that
A lot of
angle.
trial and error. A lot of trial.
That
lot of
angle will
trial.
kill you.
Right, the angle. right.
Yeah.
And I'm still
like-
I'm still dealing with it.
I like the good vibrations. Is my favorite.
I guarantee you he does.
Bow, bow, bow. Who was that? Was that In Vogue? Oh, sorry.
Maybe I don't know.
I'm
Where's
just,
my
I'm
mom
just,
at?
I'm
She
just
would
thinking
know.
like Night at
Yeah.
the Roxbury. Just
Yeah.
Chris Kattan and Will Ferrell.
Oh, man.
Great comedy duo. I feel bad. Chris Kattan, he was on like Dancing with the Stars recently. It was the first time I'd seen a guy's face in like 15 years. I'm like, where the hell did this
yeah,
guy
right,
go?
where'd he go? Yeah.
He hurt his back really bad in like an accident, and most of his comedy was like physical comedy and being a silly guy. Can like barely. He's so like rigid.
More
dude.
slapstick, I
He's
know
got a
what you mean.
fucking pole in his
Oh,
back.
that's
He's like,
sad to see.
Damn.
yeah, it
But you know,
was
as
kind
long
of
as he's
sad.
still around, that's all that matters.
He's alive, man, and he went and did the Dancing with the Stars thing. He looked like he was having a good time. He got voted out first because he's got a metal pole in his back, so it doesn't help with dancing. But
It's like he did the robot for his dance.
that was good.
Domo
Very
Ormegato,
fitting.
Mr. Robot.
Yeah, it's a half cyborg. What do you got here?
Like with a $500,000 man, we can rebuild him.
Chewy's commenting.
Oh, Chewy's coming out there.
Chewy's telling the story.
Jesus?
Yeah, Jesus
The
Chewy,
warlock
as we know.
himself?
Yeah, Michigan man. He's telling the story about.
Shout out to
About
Chewy,
that
buddy.
right
Good to
up
see you. We'll see you very soon. Thanks for watching, though.
Oh,
Did he say though?
he's also talking about my Silverado that I had up there that one time too, doing some off roading with that.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. I've moved away from Jeeps, man. I'm back to the GM trucks.
Well, yeah, I like the one you got.
Hey, man.
Yeah,
Thank
nice.
you.
Sharp. Living those
Trust me, man, I
Cadillac
have
dreams.
83 C10, so I get you.
Oh, nice. Nice.
He was saying it. Him and John were saying they've only been really Jeep guys the last like 2 years.
I was,
Really?
I was
Pretty
everything
new.
but until the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Literally, like I was a old school truck kind of dude. Like I liked old like square body trucks,
Fords,
or muscle
fucking-
cars.
yeah.
Like
Chevy.
that's what I wanted.
Chevys, okay,
And then
yeah.
I got a C10 Scottsdale, which was great
Nice.
until it just completely just got absolutely just fucked. Like it was just it was starting to eat me alive, and I just had to get rid of it basically.
Yeah.
And then
At some point, you got to pull the
I
plug.
was just like, yeah,
Like, this is done. It's
right,
over.
euthanasia, right?
Yeah.
and then at that point, I got onto, in a weird way, I ended up falling into Miatas for a while.
Miatas,
yeah.
huh?
I miss his
Oh,
car.
hey, that Miata's gone, by the way.
I saw it. I told him.
Of course you know.
When we pulled up, I was like, "Yo, check out this Miata," and I was like, "Oh shit, it's gone."
91 NA BRG. I know BRG, the British Racing Green. With
That's the one he had.
interior. That thing was
That
sick.
sounds awesome.
It was fun, man. And then after that, I just got into
think that's like a
messing
little-
around with stuff, and eventually I stumbled my way into Jeep. And here we are.
Then he met my
Now
dumbass.
you're on
Well-
Bonfire Band. They're talking about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Rob, can I get one?
And that's actually it was. I told the story of how I got into it too. It was the same thing. Like I was looking for a Bronco or a Jeep, and then all of a sudden, next thing I know, I've got 3 Jeeps and I've got transfer-cases.
Yeah, you
and
always have more than
transmissions
one.
And
Because you're gonna need it.
oh, I got engines in the garage. I got all sorts of parts. I got all
I got
this crap
parts
and
for
everything.
Jeeps I don't even own.
Yeah.
That's a
Play
fact.
the man. Wait till somebody needs
I
one.
got
There you
soft
go.
tops for Wranglers. Never had a Wrangler.
That's funny.
You're a collector, you're telling me.
If I collect anything, it probably is Jeep parts.
I've actually
I
got,
probably got shit at his house
Purveyor
even.
of antiquities.
I've actually
Take
got
a look at all of my Jeep parts. Very proud of them.
well, no, that's actually what happens. And I'm a Goldwing guy too.
What happens?
I'm a Goldwing guy too, and it's the same thing with Goldwings. Like you don't get
you
rid
come
of
across
parts,
parts, you're like,
because
yeah.
because you're gonna talk to a buddy and you can help another brother out.
Goldwing? Is that what you're talking about?
Well, the thing is, you're in the scene.
gold today.
Goldwing.
Goldwing. I thought you said
Motorcycle.
Goldwing.
Motorcycle.
There was a
Old
Goldwing.
school Mercedes, the car. You know, it sounded very similar.
Do I look like a
No, you
Goldwing
don't.
guy?
That's why I was
Come on.
surprised.
He's out here in the
What are you
rain.
talking about?
Rob's laugh.
Did they not have a Goldwing at the Claremont Collections, though?
They do.
They did.
Yes,
That red one.
Claremont Collections. You
Upstairs.
want to see a Goldwing? Go to the
Yeah, there's
Claremont
one
Collections.
Claremont.
That's a good episode.
Yeah.
It's a great episode. I've actually got I've got a good story. I said earlier that all the Jeep people I've met have all been great. And,
Jeeple.
well, and I shouldn't say they're not. I shouldn't say they're not great, but I've got a
like
shit story.
jackasses, you know?
So I had
Kind of screwed up.
I had that XJ that got totaled, and I bought it back from insurance, and I parted it out, right? So I still had the motor. Well, I finally got rid of the motor, and I put it on eBay or something like that or whatever. And some local kid said, I want it. And I was like, cool. He comes by to come pick it up. And he shows up, and I'm here with my buddy Tom. And he shows up to pick up the motor, and he's got a Dodge Ram pickup to put it in.
Naturally, he probably would.
He shows up with his buddy.
Mopar, no car.
He shows up with his buddy and his dad, and they're like looking it over, and they're like, "Oh yeah, cool, we'll take it." I'm like, "Awesome, man." Like, all right. He's like, "Well, I'm like, so what are you gonna do? You just gonna
are you
how
gonna do with
you
it?"
gonna put it in the
it out.
truck?" And he's like, "Oh well, I thought it was gonna be on like a skid." I'm like, "No."
You ain't got got an extra tire?
And I'm like, well, how were you gonna get it in your truck? He's like, well, I thought you had a forklift. I'm like, a forklift?
Why? I live in a
Yeah.
house.
You came to a residential neighborhood to pick up an engine. He thought he was buying it from a supplier, and it was going to be
included, man.
and it was going to be banded down to a skid and ready for him to go and everything.
Yo, me and this guy picked
I'm
up a
like-
motor one time.
So my buddy,
After you're done.
my buddy Tom, he's like,
The V8, yeah.
so now
yeah.
I'm like, do you have an engine hoist? Do you have like, no, I didn't.
No,
Jesus
not at all.
Christ, so now
Yeah,
I
it's
gotta-
just, you pick up the whole
So I
block.
got yeah, that's what he thought. So all right, now I'm busting out my cherry picker, and I've got me and Tom are getting this thing in the back of the truck. I'm like, what are you gonna do to
Get
hold
it
this
out.
thing in the back of the truck?
I got a tree
To
in my
hold it in?
backyard by the
And I'm-
driveway.
I'm like,
gonna
all right,
put a
well,
couple
I got
log
a
and
spare
lift it
tire.
up.
I got a tire. I got an old tire in the back. We'll throw it on the tire and we'll ratchet strap it
So I
down.
do it.
You got any ratchet straps? No.
Bungee
damn
cord?
it,
You're the
No.
least prepared Jeep guy I've ever made.
He thought it was just gonna be. He thought it was just going to be
I thought
on
you
a
were providing
skid.
ratchet
Yeah. So the best part, so it's like it was actually it was like in the middle of fall. It was pretty cold out, and me and Tom are out here, and these guys start their truck up and get in and sit down in the truck
warm
because they're
up.
cold. Like Tom's like, get your ass out here and help us put this thing in.
You want it or not?
Sitting in, and the exhaust's running, and we're breathing the exhaust in, and they're sitting in the warm truck. Like, get
It's
your
like,
ass
man,
out
it's
here.
cold out there.
So we get the thing on the spare
funny.
tire, and I'm like, there's an Ace Hardware down the street. Go down and get some ratchet strap. And meanwhile, one of you sit back here and hold the thing, and then go get some ratchet strap, wrap it down. And then they pulled out, and that was it, and they were gone. But my buddy Tom he almost queered the deal because he's motherfucking these guys,
queered.
making fun of him for everything. I'm like, dude, shut up. I got to sell this motor. Let it go, you know?
Yeah. Take it easy, man. It's a business
So
transaction.
that was the only bad transaction I ever had with a Jeep. But he was a young kid.
Yeah.
I mean, he was
He was very
probably
underprepared.
like 19 or 20.
Probably learned
like
his lesson after that one, maybe.
right. Like,
you
but
learn the
so we
right
did
way
our job.
sometimes, man.
We did our job as
Yeah.
men, though, to ridicule him and beat him down for his mistakes he made, so that he will learn
Yeah.
not to do it again.
Absolutely.
And then maybe next time he'll
Tough
show
love,
up
man.
properly
You got to
prepared
embarrass him sometimes.
and actually make something
Jeep
happen.
relation to add to
Doing
that.
this for your own good.
Santoyo.
Right, that's right, you
last
have
year.
to.
This hurts me more than it hurts
You
you.
can't hold people's hands. You can't hold people's hands, especially when it comes to cars and Jeep stuff. Come
Oh,
on.
no,
Last
you
year,
can't. You really
Santoyo,
can't.
when we sold his blue Jeep that we worked on
Either
immensely
you're doing it or you're not. That's
in the
it,
past.
you know?
I'm talking about before Thanksgiving dinner a few years back. I went to his house first and we did axle swaps and shit. Like, you know, it hurt me a little bit when he got rid of it too.
Hey, John, thanks for coming out, buddy. You have a
Hey,
good
it's a
night.
pleasure.
Thank you.
John, thanks a lot.
Some great knowledge over there from John. I don't know his
Appreciate it.
last name, but he was
Yeah,
fantastic.
you guys. Oh, hey,
Fun
somebody
guy.
go get a picture of his Jeep real quick so we can post it.
Can
on
anyone
the
go out
website.
there?
Because
Amanda,
he's got
can you
a
help us with that?
beautiful,
Thank you.
beautiful TJ
Yeah,
out
that would be a
there.
good idea, though, to throw a couple pictures up of all the Jeeps we got here today.
Yeah, it's a shame. I didn't know he was coming. I would have loved to have had him parked back here too.
Wes is
Absolutely
saying that if we do
beautiful
another Jeep episode, maybe fall,
gonna
winter at
line
some
it.
point, like four or 5 months or so, he's like, I can get lining streets with some Jeeps. And I was like, that might be cool for some footage and, get a bunch of people out
Pretty
here.
cool.
You got a few
And then-
more
and then the
followers right
week-
now
car
from
show.
it.
And then the week after
Yeah.
that, we'll go the opposite, and we'll watch Mike's lowered friends try to drive their cars over into the back here, and they won't be able to because they got weird tires and they're too low.
Yeah, they got their camber.
It'll go the
Airbags.
opposite. It'll go the opposite.
Yo, I'll
of this.
throw a pencil in the
Lift it.
street.
Well, you
Let
know
me
what?
see you drive over it.
Go meet Mike at a parking garage, and I bet you can't go down in circles as fast as he can.
Yeah.
You just did like challenge accepted, bro. You know?
I mean, you want to talk Tokyo Drift,
Tokyo
bro?
Drift?
Yeah, there it is.
You want to be
Tokyo Drift.
drifting, bro? You can't do that with a Jeep. She'll just fucking roll right over.
Isn't that literally the whole purpose of the Cambered Tires? Is like it started with drifters,
It's for drifting,
Drift,
yeah.
right?
I think it's
Because
actually.
it's more surface.
I think it's actually
angle when you're
yeah.
When you, yeah,
Yeah,
when-
you got it
like,
right.
When you're
You got it
turn-
right.
Like if you ever watch like a drift event, all the guys will have their front tires cambered because when you at an angle and you're turning, you have full contact.
Yeah.
They have,
makes
separate,
sense.
they have
This
different
doesn't make
control
sense
arms
for a
too,
guy
so
that
they
doesn't
can
do that,
turn
though, you know?
a hell of a lot further.
Looks cool. That's about it.
So I thought the reason they do that is to let other men know that they're interested. I thought that was the I thought that was the point of it.
And now
All right.
applause.
I'm glad-
Mike's shutting down the production. He's leaving. He's like, tonight's over. Fuck you guys.
All right, the thing I was going to him really quick.
And demonetized.
Santoyo's Jeep, the blue one
and
that
you're-
he got rid of recently. Young kid, wanted to get into it. Showed up with JK Wrangler rims. So they're still 5 lug, like these. Both of these are the same size.
Okay.
The Wranglers the newer ones are a different size lug pattern.
Really?
And he showed up with those new wheels
Metric probably.
to put on that and
Oh,
drive
no.
it back.
Oh no.
The thing is, we knew that it wasn't going to work. And
You
we
wanted
didn't
to
tell
make
him.
sure he knew that.
So we
we made sure that he
did
knew
it
that-
for
yeah.
him. We jacked it up and let him roll his rim in,
That's
try to bolt it
awesome.
on. Didn't fit. Oh, shit. And it's like, well, it's not a
Surprise,
problem.
surprise,
And then he gave him the cash. And he's like, all right, here, I'll go inside and get the title. Dan comes outside with 12, 15 different Jeep titles. Hey,
He's like, which one is this
I don't know if
one
I
for?
have it anymore.
Pick a title, any title.
Because he's gonna build it,
Yeah,
with, like
yeah.
do it like a Wrangler
Is this your
front end
goal?
swap on an XJ. Make it look like a Wrangler, but it's an XJ. And that's why he did that. And goddamn, after he left, I was like, I'm glad he did that. Like, that's so funny. It's young kids trying to get in, don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
True story.
It's
No,
funny.
that's how you
It is a
learn.
true
Listen,
story.
Training
I
young
got
whippersnappers
100%.
on.
I got,
It's 100%
I got motherfucked up and down by all the guys I learned from. And
Exactly.
they
That's how you
ridiculed
learn.
me, and
That's
they
how
made
you
fun of
learn.
me,
Made fun of you, yeah.
And they told me I was an idiot, and then they showed me how to do it right.
Yeah.
And then that was it.
And
so
now you get to ridicule.
and now I get to ridicule other people. That's the point. I'm looking forward to my
He's
turn.
earning
imagine-
his stripes. You know?
Can you imagine being that kid
Looking to my
and
twilight
he pulls
years, I
out
get
that
to
many
ridicule
titles?
everyone.
He's like, yeah, I don't know which one it's for.
Good luck.
Yeah, good.
Thought
luck.
the kid thought he was getting had.
Yeah.
First of all, the wheels didn't fit. Second of all, here's 15 titles.
Pure's 15 titles. Sounds
All
legit.
salvage.
His mom's like peeking through the blinds in the window, like just looking, watching.
They're waiting for it to go bad.
It never was going to. I mean,
Yeah.
he did give him the real title, but
Or he just had to find it.
yeah, he's fucking with him.
To figure through.
I wouldn't have it built actually to sell. Somebody wants to make it look like a Wrangler. Buy a Wrangler.
Oh yeah. If you want.
Yeah,
to
good
look
luck.
like a Wrangler, yeah.
They're probably going for big money now.
Dude, Wranglers hold their value.
That's another thing about the Wranglers.
They really do.
like
They do.
like I said, I paid $5,000 for that back when I did, and that was a lot of money because
Yeah.
and that was a really basic Wrangler.
13
That was
years
like,
ago too, yeah.
I mean, yeah, like that was a good bit of cash, you know. So they hold their value.
I was gonna say, but the fact that you've had it for 13 years now, that 5G investment over 13 years
Oh, yeah.
is pretty good.
Oh, but I've probably
Yeah,
put
you've
fucking
dumped it.
20 into
Yeah.
it. I'm sure.
I got
That's true. That's true.
not here.
Maybe not that much, but
Black one, I got 16.5 in it.
16.5.
I got receipts.
And how long is it? How long have you had it?
2014.
Okay.
not this one. Another one you have
No, the
that's
other
not
one.
here today.
Yeah, the one that says let's get
Oh, so you
naked.
do have a second Jeep?
Yeah, it's in my
Correct.
driveway.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, and that's like a serious off-road rig that he's got.
Oh,
that,
right.
it's a toy.
Yeah.
It's not ready
At this
yet.
point, I don't plan to put.
It's like the
something
Death
like
Star. It's not
Yeah.
quite operational yet.
Yeah.
that. No, I gotta put the motor in. Motor's hot pink, by the way.
The motor's hot.
The new
pink?
one. Yeah, the new motor's hot
You
pink.
would.
It's out of a '98 ZJ Grand Cherokee.
Well, I painted my motor Chevy orange because I'm a Chevy guy at heart, so I had to
Yeah.
do my Jeep motor Chevy orange.
Yeah, hot pink.
I like that. That's
Because
cool.
why not? And it's satin
why not?
black.
It's
Header panels in the back seat.
gonna
of that
get
one.
dirty pretty quick.
Yeah, it does. It's not straight anymore either. Everything's dented. Never have a passenger mirror on it again.
I don't have a passenger mirror on
Run
this.
into too much shit or the wheels stick out so far, it throws rocks and everything. Broke 4 different mirrors on the passenger side.
Yeah, Mike was asking me the other day. He's like, "Where's your mirror?" Because I didn't have a mirror on the passenger.
That's what
side.
happens.
I'm like, I took it off.
It's like, guys, look
Yeah.
over my shoulder.
You don't need it.
I just look.
It forces me to always look, which is smarter anyway.
Yeah,
I mean,
safer.
You should be looking.
Normally
Yeah,
it was
taking your
covered in
eyes off
mud.
the road is definitely
So
safer.
I couldn't
Well,
see
especially when I'm
shit
texting,
anyways.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm texting, like trying to,
Oh shit.
and shifting, and
Yeah.
rolling a joint, and like, oh,
And rolling a joint.
Good stuff. Well, we're approaching. I think we just passed the 9:30 mark here.
Debbie, what time is it?
The rain is
Yeah, it's about
unrelenting. I think we're gonna wrap it up here.
getting a little soggy, right? We're at 9:34.
Geo, that's what you like to go by, right?
Yeah.
Thanks for coming out, man. We really appreciate it.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Sitting
Thank
through
you.
the rain.
I
And,
appreciate it.
Taking,
It's been fun.
yeah, taking on the elements with us here.
Helping
we've
out, giving a
enjoyed-
hand. Yeah,
absolutely.
for sure.
Rob, obviously, this was one you guys had talked about for a while, so I think it was
We're gonna do a follow up
Hey.
for sure.
another notch on the old belt.
Actually ended up in true Jeep fashion. I mean, we're wet,
Pouring
we're-
rain, yeah.
we're uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Fatigued.
It's
It is.
muddy-
That's,
it's muddy,
that's
but
owning a
wet,
Jeep.
and it's
Sounds
cold.
about right. yeah.
This
It
is
sucks no matter what.
it was a perfect.
That's how it is to own a Jeep.
This was a perfect Jeep episode. We should be uncomfortable
Couldn't go
and
any
wet and pissed off and busting out tools and
Once again, the only thing
you
that was
know,
missing was Death Wobble at this point. Man.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember on his before you guys went, we had my inspection camera. We were doing some on his XJ,
Oh my god.
and I
yeah.
shot sparks on my inspection camera and melted the
It
glass.
literally did. No, what we did was we tried to cut. There was seized bolts that hold the flange on for the exhaust. And we were trying to get it down so we could take that out of the
And
way.
you
to get
decided to
pan.
put the
I
inspection
couldn't
camera
see
right
it.
next
That's
to
why
it.
he held the camera.
He puts the camera down there, and
Why?
I'm looking through the camera. He's
Oh.
going
I couldn't
from
see it.
underneath trying to find where the actual bolt is, and I'm like directing him with this camera, like you're right there. Just keep cutting straight, and he just cuts it off, and it worked.
I don't understand.
Melted the lens
Trust
of
me,
the
I didn't
camera.
either, but that's how you learn sometimes. Sometimes it's not the right way, but
It's in the back seat right now.
Was it a Harbor Freight one? What was
No,
it?
it's Milwaukee.
A Milwaukee.
Yeah, I don't cheap out.
Hey, Milwaukee's nice.
Milwaukee's cheap too.
Really? I like
Yeah, I know
Milwaukee
it's stuff.
I like
Listen,
Milwaukee.
I'm a Hilti guy. All right,
I noticed that.
Listen, I'm a Hilti and an Escalade guy now.
Yeah, you're just
Oh,
high
now,
end. Turn
currently.
your nose up. Turn your nose.
After we took that all down. After we took that all
I'm one of
down.
these
I'm an
high chin,
escalated man.
one of these high chin guys now.
After we took that down the wrong way, right? The wrong way. So
Yeah.
after we did that, we dropped my oil pan to reseal it because it was leaking.
This is what I
so
wanted to hear.
this is the fun part. So like literally we put it down. I'm like, hey, this thing's got some like rust on it. Let's shave it down, and put some paint over it,
Yeah.
just so it doesn't get any worse for a while. So I walk into the house for like I want to say 5 minutes, and I come back out, and all of a sudden This thing is multicolored. Like he turned it upside down. My oil pan on that thing looks like a blue, grayish, greenish, sparkly freaking. I don't know what the hell it is. It's just. I walked
13
outside,
cans
I'm
of
like,
spray paint.
I walked
It's a
outside
blue
and all of a sudden
finish,
they're just
you know?
like shh, just spraying it. I'm like, I don't want to know. This is whatever you're doing, just finish it.
You wouldn't know about undercoating. Here it is.
Yeah.
Took it to my first guy, one of my guys, to get an oil change at one point. He was doing some work on the car. He goes, dude, I gotta ask you, what the hell's up with your oil pan right now? I'm like, dude, just don't ask me this
Hey,
question.
just forget about it.
yeah,
all right?
forget it. You didn't see anything. You know?
13 cans of spray paint.
Hold on, I gotta give one quick story before we go, and then we'll end it on this story because
for
I
it.
got to give a shout out to your brother Joe Peacock and how much he helped me with my Jeep years. So inline 6, I'm getting ready to put in this thing. I've got the motor built in my garage,
Yeah.
whatever. He's got a Jeep XJ at the time, a Cherokee at the time, and something happened. He needed the oil filter mounting plate from the motor because his got screwed up or whatever. And I'm building my motor, so I'm like, all right, and it was a 95 motor, just like it matched the truck and
Isn't
everything.
Joe's, was it
The
Joe's
blocks-
almost
the
like
blocks
this?
Yeah, it was
match
just like that.
Like
The-
full
That's a
screen?
2000.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
it was
blocks
just like
match
that.
up. It's the same engine. The black.
He had a limited though, but anyway, so he's like, "Can I take yours and use it?" And then I'm like, "Hey, you can take it as long as you replace it, right? Replace it with another one. You go to the junkyard, whatever you gotta do. Fucking get me another one, and you can take it before I put the motor in the truck."
Yeah.
So he gets me another one. He goes to the junkyard and he gets one, and he gets one off of another straight 6, but he gets one off of like a 84. What's
MJ,
the one with the wood all over it.
Woody.
Woody Grand Cherokee, or
Just-
they had
oh,
Cherokee
the
models.
Wagoneer.
Woody.
Wagoneer.
Well,
An
there you go.
84 Wagoneer. He gets an oil filter mounting plate off of it. Now, in the 80s, Jeep went with like 15 different oil filter
They had different
sizes,
positions on how they
metric
mount it
and,
too.
right. And this one was on an angle, and it was a metric
I have one of those in
weird
my toolbox
filter.
in the house right now.
And he never actually gave me the exact he never knew the exact information of the truck and engine.
Yeah.
So like I had to guess it was an 84 Wagoneer. Oil filter didn't fit, and I ended up like going through different oil filters, finding one that eventually fit. I thought fit, right? So driving it for a couple weeks. I go to O'Reilly's. I get out. I go in to get whatever I need. I come back out. I turn the key. Nothing happens, and I open up the hood, and the entire fuse
Coated.
box is melted into a solid piece of plastic.
What?
Wow.
The oil filter was the wrong oil filter for that mounting plate,
It was a
and
smaller
it
one.
sprung a leak, and it just sprayed directly onto
No.
the fuse box
my God.
and just melted the entire
shit.
wiring harness. Yeah, like dead.
That's
There's
like
no.
Murphy's law at that point.
It's
Anything
dead.
that can go wrong
Yeah.
went wrong. Right
So
there.
a buddy comes with a tow strap and from Addison
Yeah.
pulls me all the way back home, and me and Al end up having to completely replace the wiring
All of
harness.
it. Yeah.
And end up, replacing the whole wiring harness and anything because of this stupid fucking mounting plate that Joe got from a weird, obscure,
man. Don't
weird
Wagoneer.
Damn
it.
And then the Jeep I ended up parting out. I took that mounting plate off it and got a standard.
Me and him went through that with the purple one.
Same thing with the weird mounting plate.
At
Yeah,
a different
yeah.
point. Yeah. I know what I have
Yeah.
it in my toolbox. I know exactly which one you're talking about.
So I just couldn't finish this episode without giving shit to Joe
Yeah.
for fucking my whole truck
Yeah.
up and.
Not only just
Definitely want to
empties every pocket, just
on you.
everyone
Shame
else's
on
parts
Joe.
too.
just everyone else's
Joe
parts,
Peacock.
yeah.
Just everyone else's parts. Jeep as
Yeah.
well.
The weird oil filter that,
What is
yeah.
I love to talk shit about them, but
Something so
it's not the
minor, something
best.
so
But it'll
minute
go
that you
anywhere.
wouldn't think would
That's
cause
why I
that
love
much
Jeep.
of a problem.
Yeah.
Cause the biggest problem you could
Yeah.
have.
So actually, we should close it real quick. Why do you like Jeeps?
It's-
There's one sentence.
Even
One
I can
sentence.
put them
Jurassic
further-
Park.
No, not even. I'm not even gonna bring up Jurassic Park. I already said that. I can put them through a hell of a lot more hell than I think anything else is capable of.
Okay.
I can overheat them through the roof and still drive it home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why
So
do you?
durability.
Because
Jeeps?
the scientists never stopped to think if they could, or never stopped to think about whether or not they should, or think if they couldn't.
I know where you're going. I know where you're
I lost it. I was like, damn.
God damn it.
I was trying so hard. I'm like,
All right,
man,
cut,
failing,
cut,
failing,
and then we'll
failing,
take it
done.
back up.
Yeah. We'll do it
Yeah,
again.
here's his line. You fucked up.
You never stop to
Think
think.
if they could, or yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
You never done this thing with they should.
No, they didn't stop to think whether or not they could. They never stopped to think if they should.
Right.
There we go.
Sure.
That's better than my answer.
That's right.
Even though I know.
Because
you know.
they're fucking animals of
Yeah.
vehicles, and they can take one hell of a fucking beating.
They
and
damn
and
for
keep
sure
coming for
can.
more.
Yeah.
It'll break. It'll make you want to pull your
You
hair
still
out, but
drive it
it'll
home.
always frickin' run as long as you take care of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My buddy cut his own underwear off of himself to recreate a situation for his Pitman
The
arm.
part that you started with, my buddy cut off his own.
Where are we
underwear.
going with this?
That was Santoyo.
Why underwear?
He dropped his steering bracket and didn't have anything.
Talking
to
whitey
resecure
tighties?
it.
Was
So
he whitey
he
tighties?
cut his
The Twilight
boxers
Zone.
elastic band off and wrapped it around the arm and drove it home.
Which,
Hey.
wait, wrapped around what?
Some people
Around
drink
the
out of
pivot
spaghetti
arm
kids. Some people fucking
Use their underwear to repair their car.
Welcome to a Jeep.
Pretty soon
On
need to wear
that,
bubblegum
we will
and
say
paper
thank you to
Why
us.
didn't say why I like Jeeps?
Okay,
Yeah, you
go
did.
for your goddamn shit.
But nobody cares if Justin likes him or not.
What do you like Jeeps for?
I didn't have an answer ready.
Well, then you're done.
Because they're simple.
Simple, okay.
If you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
They're simple.
Otherwise, you better have deep pockets.
They're
You're going to have a hell of a lot of bills.
they're
in the
as Al
mechanic
Lipper
shop.
would say, they're no bullshit.
They're no bullshit.
That's it.
No, they don't fuck around. man.
It's a truck. It's as basic as a vehicle as you can.
It's a
get.
truck without
And
B-class
I'm talking
plates.
obviously about the old Jeeps, not new Jeeps.
Yeah.
They don't make them like they used to, people.
That's
Yeah.
just true in just about every industry. But I want to say thank you to Wes one more time for
Thank
putting
you,
some
Wes.
work in on this
This is
episode.
Wes's
and
episode.
getting us, get
the
us
sheriff's
going.
episode.
The sheriff.
Hell yeah.
Everybody, little round of applause.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. I want to give a shout out to Basement Boys. Haven't mentioned them in a
Basement
couple
Boys.
episodes. So thanks for your guys' continued support. Keep liking, keep subscribing, keep sharing us. Bonfire Banter signing out. Keep stoking those fires.
Good night, y'all. Thank you.
Bonfire Banter. We want to give a special shout out to all of our sponsors. Since day one, York Furrier has been helping us out, supporting us on social media, gave us some fantastic hats. What could be better than that? Keep me warm all winter long around this fire. Since 1931, they've been a locally owned and operated purveyor of exceptional furs, fine outerwear, and unique accessories. Check them out in downtown Elmhurst on York Road. The finest fur establishment, furry, that you're going to find anywhere in Chicagoland area. That's where the stars are going when they're filming in Chicago. They're going to York Furrier. So check them out. Thanks again for all your support. More Brewing Company. Big thank you to them. They've been letting us try some of their amazing craft beers. They're out in Huntley as their main establishment with most of their brewing equipment on Auto Mall Drive. You can also check them out in Villa Park on Villa. My new favorite beer is actually by them, Partially Cloudy. So thank you so much for turning me on to this one, and thanks for your support, More Brewing Company. If you're looking for unique craft beers and artfully crafted food, go check them out. Again, supporting local business is what this is all about right now. JPL Property Services, keeping us warm around the fire with that full face cord. Thank you so much to Jim for dropping that off. If you're looking for anything from landscaping to snow removal, look no further. Jim will get you taken care of. JPL Property Services. Check them out on Facebook. And lastly, Jay and Jill Create. That's our art director, Jay. Jay and Jill Create. Pretty much print you anything you want. T-shirts, mugs, ornaments, gifts, whatever you're looking for. If you're looking for something creative, give them a call. Jay and Jill Create. Check them out on Facebook as well. As always, thank you to all of our sponsors. And here's to us, hoping we can get a few more. Bonfire Banter. We'll see you soon.